Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures slightly lower so far this morning, although we have come well off the overnight lows, and that followed an announcement early this morning in China that Chinese representatives and representatives from Washington will be back at the negotiation table when it comes to trade talks starting in the next few days, they said. So the resumption of trade talks between the U.S. and China providing a little bit of positivity this morning. The S&P coming off another fresh record high yesterday before we saw that very steep afternoon sell-off that followed the release of the minutes from the latest Fed meeting. There was a specific line in those minutes that really kicked off the selling in the afternoon yesterday. We saw a pretty negative close. Individually this morning, NVIDIA shares to the downside, surprisingly, following better than expected earnings report. We also have Intel back on the move this morning. They announced an additional larger share repurchase program. On the data front, latest weekly jobless claims numbers out of the U.S. not good. Back above a million, 1.1 million, in fact, additional jobless claims last week. That was versus an expectation of 975,000. It is Thursday, August 20th. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. Yeah, you can see some pretty big negative numbers here right across the board. Both Chinese markets to the downside, Korea as well. 3.5%. Let's go over to Europe and see how things are shaping up so far. More of the same here, 1+% for the most part to the downside right across the board. Let's shift over to North America and see some more red numbers here, but not quite as large. You can see all three U.S. markets in the red. TSX futures here in Toronto also pointing to a lower open. Brazil already open, trading down 1.4%. Bitcoin, the only one to the upside today, only slightly though, 0.89. We have crude and gold trading lower as well. So a little bit of surprise, guys. Good morning. Coming overnight in China, we had Chinese representatives saying that trade talks going to resume. That kicked off a little bit of buying overnight. We're kind of creeping and crawling back to the upside here. A few exciting names, though, to get to this morning.
Yeah, certainly a few of them to get to, and I think our shirts maybe do look a little more alike than I thought a few minutes ago there, Brennan. Look, it's going to be an interesting day today. You sort of led off with what was going on in the afternoon yesterday with the Fed. Surprising somewhat action in NVIDIA, although we have seen positive earnings get sold off before. Going to be watching the electric car space as well. Got Blink up here, down 15%, so a couple of days in a row. This name is under pressure, actually heading right towards an $8 bottom. As we speak, OPGN's on the run. Wow, a lot of individual names to cover, despite the fact that, as usual, it's somewhat of a sideways market. It's like that 0.5% is all we ever seem to see these days, Sean.
Yeah, I was waiting for, hey guys, welcome to the show again today. But yeah, I was waiting for NVIDIA to come out and announce that they were going to be splitting. I really thought that was a big possibility, but they didn't announce that. So I think that's part of why we are coming downside. But we're not, like Neil said, we're not down that much. And you know, Neil and Brandon both said that it was a little bit of a surprise. I agree, 100%. NVIDIA's been rocking and rolling. We did think that maybe that report would be a little better than it was. But look, only down 1.2%. We saw Apple come out with a huge report. And they went down that day. We saw the same thing with Microsoft. We saw the same thing with Google. So yeah, no surprise here that NVIDIA is a little bit heated coming off of, I mean, it's $500, guys, it's $500. So NVIDIA going to be talked about all day today. There's the daily chart. If my daily chart works, I just want to show it to you guys. Look, straight upside, high of 503. Didn't get there yesterday, but 570 coming back in a little bit. We'll watch some key levels and we'll go over those in a couple minutes with you.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of sell the news type of case for NVIDIA today. Let's have a look at how the top 10 traders did here at Day Trade the World as of yesterday. So big numbers here coming out of the U.S. 5 figures once again at the top from the NASDAQ in New York. Europe, as it usually is, 5 figures as well. Some more U.S.-based numbers here. We have the LSE, London, Paris, Xetra, 8,900 as well. So another great day for traders here at Day Trade the World. We have lots of stuff to get to this morning. Before we get started, let's go over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning and hello everyone. I wish you a great trading day, and we're here as usual to make it only better. Please sign up to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat, and subscribe to this channel to receive notifications when we are back on air. Guys, please smash the like button and let's get it started. Back to Brandon.
All right, yeah, let's get it started. I was just double checking this jobless claims number. The continuing claims number was a little bit better than expected. So 14.8. Yeah, we can blow that up. Sure, why not? We can, this number right here, 14.8 million versus 15.4 million. Kind of hard to see there. It's pretty small. 15.4 million last week, 14.8 on the continuing claims, but the initial claims higher than expected this week. So a little bit of negativity there. Let's jump into Intel, guys. We had Intel shares back to the upside. It was about 4% last I checked, moving higher after announcing a $10 billion accelerated share repurchase program. This was part of a $20 billion buyback program they announced way back in October. So not a heck of a lot of volume here, but Intel a good look here this morning.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Intel, and it's sort of been the lagger as the chip space has been just absolutely crushing it. And Intel's been, like we said, that lag. It's back through this $50 area on this news, and I think at some point, I guess the expectation was they would come back with the program, and sort of half of it is coming through here. Look, ultimately, there is a shot. I would at least think that if there's going to be some selling in the higher flyers, like the the Nvidias and the AMD, that maybe some of that money comes into an Intel. But if we are going to be selling, it's going to be in front of that 50 on INTC today. If we get a break at the top side, I think I would give that maybe back into the 50 area. Just not necessarily seeing much strength in the pre-market. Volume okay, I would think, Brennan. I also had written down, I had support at maybe some of those previous, not necessarily this 48.50 or so, but if you go back a few sessions, that 49 area maybe could give you something to buy. There's been good dip buying opportunities at like 10.30, so you never want to get too far away from those.
Look, I've been pounding the table a little bit with Intel the last little while. I did rotate out of some of my AMD into some Intel, and again, just because of the relative performance against each other, and it's really, really nice. I mean, not that I think Intel's a better company. It's just Intel has this huge drop down, take some money and put it in. I think it's a good move. Intel, $50.47 there. Good points there and good levels. Look, I wrote down Intel today as a 2-star trade, so we'll have, it's not a 3, but there's CVAC is there. That's gonna be hard to see. There it is. Intel, 2 stars, $50. Let's see what happens if it gets there. We are gonna get there, I would imagine, and it just looks really nice on the chart. I mean, $50 is a couple tops. Neil went over some of these levels, and I think that he's dead on. Look, you got to trade stock that have interest in them, and Intel does have that today. So it's back on radar, Brendan.
All right, guys, let's figure out NVIDIA here, what we do with this thing. Coming up the open, I mean, the report was a blowout report right across the board. Revenue, $3.87 billion. That was up 50% year over year, thanks in part to their takeover of Mellanox that happened during the quarter. They finalized that deal. There was also an increase in their Q3 forecast. So revenue topped by a long shot. They upped their Q3 forecast, but here we are trading lower in the pre-market.
Yeah, we just did talk about NVIDIA a little bit, and yeah, good quarter. Nothing wrong with the quarter there. It's just the fact that, let's call it up again, NVDA here, and we'll look at a daily chart. We already looked at a daily chart. Let's just drop this down to a 1 minute so you can see some of the action here yesterday in the post market, and then this morning. This is what's the most interesting to me is nothing. There's nothing really happening. They come out, Brendan and I think Neil, we were all here, comes out. It touches close to $500 there yesterday at about 4:30 when the number comes out, and then look, just like absolutely nothing. People can't make up their mind. Is it a good quarter? Is it a bad quarter? Who knows? And then the same thing happening right now as well. So I would say this one may be a no trade, honestly, for me today, which is kind of crazy to say because we love trading action. And I just said why we like trading Intel, because there's action on the name, and there should be here today. I remember when Netflix reported, they didn't do anything as well. And I think NVIDIA may be the same story, man. Everyone loves the stock. They don't want to sell it. So where does it go? I mean, that's sort of what I'm dealing with right now, and that is that I don't want to sell my NVIDIA shares. I don't think the street wants to sell it based on this move. So what do? I don't really have anything, Neil. I mean, I'm just thinking, 482 is right here, but we still have 20 minutes, so that probably gets broken. And then maybe yesterday's close as a level. For me, Neil, I'm waiting on your opinion because I don't have one really.
I'd probably lean more towards like that yesterday's close, just because you at least have a couple of days worth of support down at that like 485, 86 area, and then you get 485.50 is going to be that close. It also happens to be the top here. I'd file it away. I mean, as the market is gliding down, I don't know, what do you want to call it? Very slowly sliding down. If it ever gets a chance to get back to this level at 468, that seems like at 468, 470 maybe. That seems like just a fantastic buying opportunity. Maybe that's what the buyers are thinking. Yeah, well, I can be patient. It already sold off going into the earnings off 500. Maybe it's a bit of a pullback in NVIDIA, a chance to get in. If that's the case, let's look for like a 460, 468, 470 today or tomorrow as a play. But otherwise, I think the only level I like is that close price of 45.50.
All right, guys, let's go to Apple next here on the list. They became the first U.S. company ever to be valued at $2 trillion. As of yesterday, it was about 10:30ish, I think it was, when that officially happened. But back on watch this morning, we're trading, I just saw to the downside here a little bit, starting to sell off a little. But Apple, I mean, we've got to look at it once again today, I think.
I think it's. I think the magic number there, Brendan, is it's 467-ish for the 2T coming through. But okay, here's Apple, and again, look, I mean, we're down, we're up still, and the market's down. So Apple's pretty strong, still into this. But the one thing about Apple is we do have, and it's only a few days away now. I thought it was shareholders as of the 24th, so that's going to be Monday. What day is it? 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So Monday or so, they're going to go 4-1, and then I think it takes a little bit of time before those shares will get deposited. So we'll see when this gets split up. But it's going to be back down to $100 a share. And you guess what? We'll be trading the crap out of that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that when it's not down near 100 and change. But right now, a little volatile for me. If you do break it down, though, on a 3-minute chart, there are some bottoms here that we looked at. I can even zoom out even further than this. This is kind of the levels that I'm thinking, 461, 462. We've held this level. We could come up to there on the open. If you want to take a little bit of a long here in Apple, that would be the spot. But you know what? The market's negative here. You talked about some lows in the aftermarket. Now we're trending to the downside. Not a good idea to pick up Apple on a bottom feed, in my opinion, right here. I'm actually trying to go short a few names, which is kind of strange for me being a bull, but I don't like the long in Apple today.
Yeah, we've seen this party before. I mean, that $2 trillion number, you call it the 67, we bust through, comes back in. If that holds, throughout the rest of today, yeah, you're probably going to see a selling in through that like 61, 62 previous day support there. Apologize, my 10-minute not going back further than a couple of days as it should be there, so maybe we can zoom in. And this is just all what Sean was talking about. When you look at a 3 or a 10, it's going to tell the same story in that 461 area, which is only a couple of dollars away. I'm not going to be going long in Apple unless it's a break back through that psychological barrier, that $2 trillion up at 67, and then get a little bit of a run off of that. Otherwise, I'd stay on the south side of it here. I just want to note, guys watching Rocket, continuing to push to the upside, gliding up here. I'm looking at it, I want to be buying on a retracement, but 23 looks like it's coming pretty close as well.
All right, just going to check on Rocket, make sure we're not missing anything. Alibaba, guys. Alibaba reported early on this morning, obviously, over in China. They topped expectations by far. Another one here that had a blowout quarter. A lot of people staying at home, shopping online. Alibaba obviously benefiting from that. Their active monthly users were up 28 million. From June to March. So March to June, 28 million increase in active monthly users, which was a big number. So Alibaba, speaking of stuck in a range, guys, if you go to the daily chart, I mean, we're at or near highs here, but kind of in a choppy mess.
Yeah.
I mean, earnings wasn't choppy if you sort of look at the run that it basically had this morning. It's completely insane, sort of the whipsaw action that you are seeing. Down around yesterday's bottoms at 257. Next thing you know, you're trading up $7 higher, and we're all the way back in. And I think, having sort of missed out on that trade, you also have to keep in mind that, Trump and the harsh talk with some of these Chinese names, especially in the tech space. Yeah, I mean, you might see some selling through that 257 area. It's sort of an important support for the last couple of days down here. It's tested it and broken for the first time in a couple of sessions. If it does it again, I'm going to be trying to sell through that price. Maybe give it back to this pre-market, 258, 50-ish area that we're sitting in now. But it's probably going to be one of the ones that I want to be selling on, just how harshly it's come off. But it's got to break that 57 bottom.
Yep, sorry, just doing something there. Yeah, no, look, Alibaba, you're 100% right there, Brendan. Alibaba is stuck in a big-time range. It was a great quarter. The rhetoric still keeps coming with China, and I'm going to hit the President Trump thing. Look, until we get more clarity, it's into. We can talk about for a day trade. That's great. I mean, I think it's going to be. I think that was a great report for a day trade. It's just for longer-term position. Alibaba right now in an election year. A lot of stuff about China. We're going to have to wait to see on it, but this is just a 3-minute chart. If we zoom in, this bottom is 257 even. That's a decent look. We actually didn't look at the imbalance locator yet, and like we said, well, Brendan's going to see if there's anything on Rocket, but it's moving upside. That's 500,000 shares. I don't even have Alibaba on here at all, and these look pretty low to me today. Not very much action coming on this Thursday, but we have the names for you. Join up. If you're wondering what we're going over right now, it's our watch list, and our watch list is free. Valeria's been dropping the link throughout the show. Watchlist.tradertv.live comes with some explanations on what we're talking about. And then Neil and I and Brendan will go over some key levels. So Alibaba today, big fall from 263. I'd watch for it to break this bottom, 257.
Yeah, guys, just checking on that Rocket. The only thing I'm seeing is they this morning announced their second quarter earnings date. So they're going to report on, looks like September 2nd coming up for Rocket. So that's really the only headline I'm seeing on that one. I'll keep an eye out, though. Let's go to CureVac, another recent addition, recent IPO. They announced they are in talks or in advanced talks with the European Commission over a supply deal for 225 million doses of their potential COVID-19 vaccine. So obviously still in trial, still an experimental drug, but 225 million doses possibly going to the EU.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit off on where the pullback would
stock
come here. It's unbelievable run. You almost got to forget the daily chart. It's an IPO, guys. We know it went up to almost $100 there after bracing at 40 at the open there. But you're getting a huge gap up. It's worth noting we haven't even taken out some of the levels we're looking at for some shorts on CureVac the last couple of days. So 69 remains sort of a big impediment. Huge sell-off through that price. Yesterday's action, that's going to be the top. You are seeing a double top here at 67 as well. So there might be a quick little scalp in there. I think the bigger breakout would be above that 69 level. Probably the better chart to be looking at here is like a 10 or a 15, something along those lines, so you can see where it is that we've come from. It's a nice bottom that I thought might be closer to this 45 to 50 area. It ends up being at 55. But this is the catalyst we get. You've got to break through this range here, that 69, then start making your way back up to the 75, 77 area to the upside. So possible trade at 67. I really have highlighted 69. And I think if it breaks through 67 and doesn't get very far, I'll take one shot shorting in this news at that price. It was relatively cheap, I think, for us to pay for the shorts on CVAC, but not everyone's going to have them. Check with your broker.
Yeah, 67. I love 67 as a bang spot there for us. So we'll be doing that all day long. 67. We're going to go long. And if you look here, we did bottom out. And like Neil said, I mean, you're talking about dollars. This is not, it's very volatile. The float isn't huge. It's a relatively new, not relatively, last week IPO there and has been huge. I mean, look, we were just $86 3 days ago. Today, 65. So can we break through this? Yes. And if we do, yeah, you're probably right. 68, 69 going to be a little bit of a problem. That might be a more safer long up here, 60, 69. We may get to 67 a little bit early. And if we do it in the pre-market, I will not take it. And again, it's a volume issue every time we're talking about the pre-market. But look, this name has come with some big hype around it. 225 million doses already sort of secured for what we don't even know if it's going to work or not. So, you know, a lot of these companies, J&J, NVAX, there's so many companies that have deals with governments now, and it seems to have spiked the stock. So we'll see if this happens to CVAC, but I'm going to be all over CVAC today.
Interesting look here for NIO, guys. NIO trading lower in the pre-market. They came out overnight and announced a new, I guess, portion of their business that's going to lease batteries for their cars. So you can actually go and buy the vehicle without a battery in it, and then they'll lease a battery pack to you. All aimed at obviously reducing the overall cost of the initial cost of the car. So pretty, you know, creative way, I guess, to lower the cost of their vehicles as far as the battery pack service is concerned. But here we are with NIO to the downside as well.
Yeah, it's slightly to the downside. It's not a huge, like, it's the fact that it's not up on that news. You get a bit of a catalyst. It's been a relatively strong stock if you sort of look at the long-term look here. But the last couple of sessions, you'd see this consolidation here, you get a news catalyst, and you don't break out of this top range from 14 to 1450. I mean, you know, if anything ever screamed, hey, if we bust through like 1385, this is going to be a sell. You know, you look at this chart, you get the news, you don't make a move. I got to be shorting this one through 1385. I'll lean on something that Sean said yesterday in NEO, and I went back and looked at the same thing. The first trade, right away, if you get the momentum, get a break, fantastic. Linger too long. Sometimes it's the reversal that we throw some money away on. And as I say all this, I actually get into BOBA on the 257 break. I hate these a little bit earlier on, but hopefully it's a relatively small position. We'll see. Like that 57 break, we'll sell that on BOBA. I'm also looking at NEO 1385.
Yeah, I'm gonna long, a big position, small position, Neil. I haven't had much luck with those in the pre-market, so good luck to you, of course, on that. And again, you know, it's a share size thing, and I think that's very important, Neil. And thanks for saying that. That it's a relatively small position. Neil and I always talk about that, and we'll let you know when we do love a position more than others. And I do like the BABA break to the downside. So here's NEO. You just talked about it. It's not doing a hell of a lot. There's nothing on the imbalance locator, but it has done 1.17 million shares. It's a new idea that they're trying to get to with that leasing of a battery. I don't really know anything about the expenses that can occur with that, but I do know that NEO's been a stock that a lot of traders are on watch. So I'm going to watch it through 14, which is coming right now. Let's see the pin action there at 14, and then trade off of that. But it's not going to be an early trade. We'll look at this about 9:40-ish.
All right, guys, I want to make sure we get to L Brands here. We'll jump down to L Brands next on the list here. They reported a surprise beat when it comes to their recent quarter. The quarter was profitable for them versus an expected loss. The company also said strong sales of hand sanitizer and sanitizing soaps led to an offset of any kind of store closures due to the pandemic. They also said Victoria's Secret online sales were up 28%. During the shutdown of the actual brick and mortar stores.
Yeah, they were.
If you go to, people maybe with not a lot to do at home. If you go to the daily chart here, this thing's gone from 11 to 30, guys, since May.
Yeah, I mean,
I was just going to say the same thing. Like, you're stuck at home, and Victoria's Secret will send you something in the next couple days. May make that next couple days a little more exciting than it was in the past. So yeah, L Brands, look, big moves up here to $30. It's nice I love when we hear online. You heard a big boost from Target and their online sales. You saw what it did to Walmart, and I can't keep talking about all the online companies because there's a million of them. But it's really super sweet that this is making the move to the upside here. I'm not a shareholder, but look at this. It was $8 back in March. So now you get to 30. We're now well above its highs pre-pandemic. Oh no, that's the thing. We're right at them right now. So this is March, January, February. So it's this $30 level that we're sort of talking about. We did. Remember there was buyout rumors about L Brands. So that's probably why we got that big bump there, of course. But yeah, $30 is a pretty sweet level. Let's trade it small, but we'll trade it through 30. I think if you have this on your radar and you want to hold something, this is more like a swing trade. I think you get 30. I think you can see 33 or 34 in the next couple weeks. So let's watch 30 here. On light volume, though, man, 100,000 shares, Neil.
Yeah, I'd also maybe look at if it does pull back in this sort of a 2860 area as well. You know, it's just when you mention the swing trade, it's just worth noting. Look at the ramp up in the aftermarket. For people that have access to it, certainly, if you're looking at entering a swing on this, I mean, wow, it did give you that 28. You get the bump through 30, and then it comes all the way back if you're patient, and it just gives you your price. If you liked it right around the actual range, you get the gap up today. Maybe you're in a better place. I've seen that a couple of times. Recently, where you see this price action, which is favorable to entering that type of a position, just 10, 15, 20 minutes after an earnings release, or into 4:30, maybe even 5 o'clock at times if you have access. But as always, pre-market and post-market trading, very, very risky, guys. All
right, guys, a few little ones to get to as well this morning. There's that Allied Esports we mentioned a couple times yesterday, moving again today. OpGen, OPG, and some positive news on that, and Plug Power also worth a look as well. They had a new product launch yesterday. It was moving to the upside. I want to bring in Arun here, though, and we'll touch on the overall market and get some key levels to look at for the futures this morning. Arun, we saw that sharp sell-off after the Fed meeting or the Fed minutes yesterday kind of continue after market. Looks like this low might be tested here.
Yeah, the bias is still continuing to the downside, so I am actively looking for shorts. The top end, I'm looking at 33.80 as a first level above us, but I am a little concerned of what's happening below 33.50. There seems to be a decent amount of buying. I want to see how this plays out, but if we take the low out, there's most likely going to be a run towards 33.30. So 33.45 on the bottom end, 33.80 on the top end, looking for shorts. If we can get above 33.60, of course, that's a price point that I like for shorts, given that 33.50 or 33.60. If we get above 33.60, that's where I'd like to get some shorts in with the 33.80. Of course, 33.50 just below that, there's some buying, so I'm concerned about getting short at these prices. So 33.60 above that, that's where I'm looking, and of course, the break below 33.45 would give you another short there, Brendan.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. Yeah, it's a little bit negative here going towards the open, but let's have a look at one that is definitely not. OPGN, 76%. This TV is very bright today. OPGN here to the upside today, 76%. They have a COVID-19 test that won certification over in Europe, so up on that news. This thing has been, it's being used in Europe in laboratories for months already, but finally got that certification. So 370, 380 area up here already the top. If you go to the daily time frame, we're kind of at recent highs, so not a lot to look at. As far as the downside goes, watch it for 320. Want to see it below 320, and then obviously $3 and holding below $3 preferably before you start looking at this to the downside. But very, very strong, guys, for OPGN.
Yeah.
The other one that you mentioned there was AESC. I think sort of talking about some of these smaller moves here, Allied Esports. It just sort of watching this one for me heavily. It broke through this 210 area. I'm going to be looking to jump into the short. I wanted to give you guys a look of what we had yesterday's price action in the afternoon. This 220 area holding nicely. I think that's a good base of operations to be short. If it takes out like 220, that would be me getting out, and then secondary push would be through the high of the day at that 235. I covered half of that Alibaba there. In pre-market trades, you never really know how these are going to go, and I think from a risk standpoint, it just makes some sense. But I want to be involved in AESC in and around this 210 to 215 if I can get it. Two even break does loom large as well.
65. Yeah, so I like OPGN. I like it a lot, and I like it a lot through 380. So, and if you look here at the daily chart, I'm going to drop this down to a 1 minute. That's a 3 minute, but 380 was the high. This is still plug power. Come on, OPGN there. Hopefully it'll change. There it is. Yeah, we've got up to 380. Here it is. A couple days ago, 380 was a nice little level. It's going to take a while for this chart to go, but I like it through 380. Anyways, that's the high of the day, so we'll do that. We'll drop this down to a 1 minute so you can see what we're talking about here. 373, 375, even a better level there. Plug power. PLUG, let's go. Here we go, 14.15, 14.20. Let's see what happens there. I'll probably wait for 14.50 on plug. Again, a daily level on this up here, 14.35, 14.38. That's the high. Made that a couple days ago, so you can watch out for that, 14.50. You'll know that you're right. And yeah, Neil, sorry about that Alibaba, and I'm glad that you traded little shares on that one because I hate trading these.
I got out half of it here, just taking the quick hit, but the second half I'm still holding on. So we'll see what happens on that. I want to get to Rocket just because I know a lot of people have been talking about it with only 2 minutes to go. It turned around in front of that 22.75 looks like the top. Right now, high or low, but not that much of a retracement before bouncing right back and testing the top out here. So I might take a look at that 75 break in addition to that 23, guys. Should be an interesting one through 22.75. Rocket's been on that little downslide. Let's see if it can continue this move. It's a pure momentum play here, guys. Not too much to it other than that. But watch out. Going to break it any second now, guys. 2 minutes to the top. And here we go. Could have another pre-market position in Rocket this time.
It's just rocketing, right? There we go. Okay, so CVAC is coming to the downside right now. You got to watch out for that one. And I was thinking 65, 66, like we talked about, but now you get to push down and watch out, man. Spread is going to be pretty nice here. So you got to make sure that you don't do anything too crazy. 64 breaking upside might be a good one, but look at the spread right now. We're 75 cents away. So for me to look at this chart and say, I like 64, I mean, I could get into that and then have it drop all the way down. So 64 will be a light one. Look at that. Now, like, it's crazy. How much time is left? I don't even want to put an order in yet until the market opens, but I do like this long through 64.50, but I don't want to get wicked up there and then have it crash right back down. So CVAC 64.50, plug upside. You're on Rocket right now. Blink is moving around. OPGN is moving around. We'll look at Tesla today. Should be a big day with only a minute to go. Intel also, guys, at that 50 level soon. Yep. We'll take a trade through 50. I'd rather see it get through 50 in a quarter and change, but that's going to be coming probably sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Rocket on a dime, if I can just quickly get back to it here, turns at that 75 once again. So, I guess I do prefer it off of the open if that's when the break is. But double taps is 75 top. That's going to maintain the breakout price for me. With only about 30 seconds to go, I think we got Valeria is going to be on the countdown this morning. Should be fun to watch, with the exception of Baba, already 0 for 1 on half that position. We'll see how the second half goes. Free market trading, always a bit hit or miss. Just also watch out for not just Plug Power, but OPGN on the move as well. Dropping that countdown. Here we go. Let's get that bell going. Market open on this Thursday, 8, 7, and 6. Come on, Rocket. I want this upside trade, but here it comes down. And finally, yes, Baba going downside.
All right, here we go, guys. We're now going to be open. We're going to watch out for CVAC popping through. We're going to watch for Intel, Rocket. Yeah, good Rocket there, 22.75 coming through on RKT. So we will watch that level as well. Neil just mentioned that. Good little look there if it does want to go. Rocket 20.
Neo breaks the bottom as well, guys. So it just took out that 85 level. I actually got slipped to 83. Quick scalp on a little bit of those shares, catching the temporary bottom at least in the mid 70s. If it does pull back, maybe we'll start getting back into this one around like the 90 to 92 range. Flat on Alibaba, believe it or not. That's actually not moving. So we get out of half of it.
I don't know. It's
not entirely happy, but now it's literally doing. There we go.
There we go.
Of course, I had to cover half and mitigate some of the risk here. It's got to break through this bottom at 255.60. This is going to be a pretty important level. If it does that, I think we'll get down to the 255 for like about a $2 type winner for us here. Come on, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. 30-cent spread we're seeing right now on Alibaba.
Nuts,
so it's a crazy, crazy spread. But there we go. I mean, I'm going to mitigate risk by taking some of this off. But if it's going to turn around off yesterday's bottom, I want to take my profit and run. So we'll be up on Alibaba. Keep in mind, I took it early, and that means I had to take some of it off just based on the risk profile. We have not taken the top off on Rocket yet, but Neo continues to slide to the downside. So at least that one working well for us here. We're down past that 1375 mark. Just sort of going to that higher time frame so that you can see what we're looking at here. Not a heck of a lot till we get down to like 1350 in terms of support. So let's hope we can get that. Rocket 275, got that long now.
Yeah, we're into CVAC right now, which is a problem because I have too many shares, but we'll wait to see what it does. The bottom 62.50, I think we can wait out to see if that comes through. So 61, yeah, we'll figure it out. 61.95 or so on a break. We'll get out of this one and see if we can do some damage to it. So yeah, we're long CVAC right now. And we're just long Intel right now as well at 08. So a nice little win for Intel so far. Bang, that one out. Intel, nice little win here, going upside on that. So boom it out. Intel long right now at 08. Took some out there at 17. Twice out, 17s and 15s. Intel with the long. We liked it through 50. Let's see where this one wants to go. Intel for the win, hopefully. CVAC also looking to make some moves. We're long upside. We just took some out. CVAC now a nice little $1+ winner for us. We did cover this. We covered in the pre-market. Get our watch list, guys. CVAC, 250 million doses. Let's see how high this thing wants to go.
Another one from our watch list is going to be NIO. We talked about Neo, the fact that it didn't bump up on the news. We just got another leg out here in front of 1360. So I got the 10-minute up so you can see the entirety of the week, basically.
What is Intel
but look
doing?
at this clip that we're falling off of. We got the 83 short. I'm looking at 50 for a possible break, and maybe we get a little bit further down. But remember what I said. Holding on to those opening trades, sometimes too long on Neo, has been my downfall. We'll see if we can hold 14 to that downside. I can tell you Rocket, not the rocket ship off the break that I was expecting. It did take the top. It got close to this 23 even area, but hasn't quite continued that move yet. Brennan, what do you got?
Blink charging, guys. We talked about the earnings earlier in the week. Solid earnings for record, I should say, earnings for Blink charging. But prominent short seller out with a note on this one today, down 16% for BLNK, guys.
All right, what do we think happened to Intel here? I mean, Intel just fell down. We had a great win, and then it just tanked like 70 cents there. So I guess they don't like Intel, and now it's coming down 49.50. We did take a little bit more there at 49.70, but we have to fall in a hole on Intel. Good thing our CVAC was paying off for us, but now that's come right back. So we did get some out at 65 and change up to the upside on Intel. We missed the Alibaba. Good trade by Neil on that one, but here we go. CVAC, we're going to give it a little bit more room down through, what did I say, 62-ish on that one. That would be the bottom of the day here on CVAC 62.61. But yeah, this one not going for us either. We're going to give Intel a little bit more room, but I don't know if this is a flush, some profit taking, possibly. But yeah, we're going to give one more long here. If it can go through 59.60 one more time, we'll take it, and then we'll hope that it can make it all the way back.
Yeah, Blink with a break of that 8 even. Liquidity is not exactly the best, but I'm going to see if we can't get into something here. I wanted something around an 8 even break, paying attention to Neo and Rocket. Rocket, I mean, just 70 by 75, and in a second I'll try to show you the level 2 if it's still hanging around there. But we want to get into this Blink. If we can catch something in front of 8, a quick little short. Second leg would be looking to see if it can hold some of these tops at 825, 830. I don't know that I would give an initial trade through the entirety of that range, however. This Rocket is a very frustrating trade right now. Neo is working, and it's trying to give a bit of a pullback, but RKT, look, we're starting to slide back in. There was a big battle waged at like 75 to 80 and trying to come back. If it can't hold like 22, 40 to 50 price area, manual for me, I'm going to be getting out. I want it to break 50. If it does, I'll make a judgment call at how much bidding there is. I might have to slide out of that one pretty quickly. Brennan, what do you got?
Medical equipment maker AVTR, Avantor, with a share offering. They announced this aftermarket yesterday. Big move down here in 1970, but huge volume to the upside here right from the word go this morning. So a nice look for AVTR in New York trying to get higher, guys.
Okay, we did get flushed out on Intel, so I've already hit the down, the badness on that. We'll go long one more time, 49.60, and then we'll say, okay, Intel, you win, and we'll pass the buck on that one. We talked about NVIDIA here, not making the moves that we thought it would, and look, that's exactly what's happened in the pre-market here, nothing, and then that's exactly what happened since we've opened up now in the last 4 minutes, nothing. So NVIDIA, nothing happening. I thought I would just check back in there because we did talk to you guys about that as well. Intel,
I'm going to go timber, but it's not good for a short. Usually I do hit that when I got a good short on, but it's going to be Rocket coming all the way back in. Made that judgment call. It broke that 50. There was nothing. I just didn't see anything in terms of support. No one stepped up. I'm just going to cover that. The breakout does not work on Rocket. Maybe there's an opportunity for us to base out in like the 22, low 22 range, I would say, and then we can take another long. I don't think we're going to be done with it. The initial breakout trade did not work for us here. I'm going to flush it down the toilet. Blink, we did get some shares in here in the 90s. I think we can add to that one. Safe for short. Of course, they're under some pressure. Anytime you get those scandals coming through, we're going to see if we can't fade those ones to the downside, guys. But there's one other name. I know OPGN, you guys have been watching, did not take the top off here. I had some pre-market trades, which were sort of a mixed bag. We had a good short, then we had a bad short, then we had a good long. A lot of this was off of this $3 area, like $2.70 to $3. Now that we're back in that range, there could be a bounce off this. I did notice a bit of a transition when it got through that $3. So let's look to see if it can hold it and make a run at that 380 top that we were watching before.
Intel's trying to make a comeback, but CVAC is not. So we're still long 64.70 on that. We did take a little bit of profit, but we do know this is a volatile, crazy name. So we're going to give it back down here to 62. Just want to give you guys an update that we are almost out of that one. And of course, Intel goes right to 60, where we get long again, and then it drops another 30 plus pennies for us. So yeah, Intel, we're just going to keep giving it to the bottom here. We tried the long one more time back at 60. That's twice here. It's unbelievable. We go long. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't know. Again, more wicks happening on this stock, so we'll wait. But 49.61 there. Don't even know how we got in before it just tanked on that, but we are long, hella long right now. Intel once again. So this guy needs to get going to the upside. We're long at 61, 62 here. Give it to us, Brendan.
This GRWG, guys, we've been talking about it all week long. This just insane move on the daily chart from $9 up to 22.5 yesterday. I thought we might get the first red day today, but very, very strong off the open here once again for GRWG. It is down this morning, but trying to get back to the upside again, guys.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be looking at that one, but I want to get you guys to Sorrento. I see a few people in the chat talking about it. Trying to take out, actually, did take out this 35 level. There was some very small printing at 1150 you're going to see as a pre-market high. I would almost throw that out, throw that away. It's not as significant as the 35 break that already happened. So any kind of a pullback, if it can hold that, I think we got a good shot at one of those afternoon runs to the upside. You have dueling news there. They had positive and negative news this week. but sort of worth noting where we're coming from and lots of room to the upside on the daily chart. You got to look till maybe like the 13 level till you run into some real resistance. Also that $12 mark. You're going to watch that from yesterday's top. So Sorrento, I like it through this break. If it can get through a seller here, I see at 55. Just watch to make sure it gets it can sustain through that 12 mark. I think that's resistance. 35 and a pullback would be I'm getting the rest of my shares, and just took some on the 50 break though.
Yeah, exactly. And here comes Intel, guys, right back to the downside. We tried 49.60 again, and it's just not working out. So we'll wait to see on it. Our out somewhere near the bottom here. So unfortunately, that's what it's going to have to be. We are going to have to hold it. But look what's going upside. I mean, look at the market right now, and then look at NVIDIA. So NVIDIA right now leading this charge maybe. It wants to go back to the north side here, and yes, it is big time. So now we have to look at NVIDIA because it's finally made that move. We talked about it in the pre-market that it probably wasn't going to do much, but here it now goes back to the upside. 489 or so for a breaking spot on this one. We also said that we would have a check on Tesla for you. There it is. Tesla, 1880 right now. Okay, this level, 1882, 1883, looking for Tesla, but it was already made that $40 move to the upside there, so we have to check on that, what's going on there. But Intel tried again to get back up to what, 55, 56 there, and failed. So this looks like this is going to be a problem. We'll dump a little bit more if we get back into the 50s, but trying to hold Intel to see if we get a win out of this. The high right there was 49.55. We're long right now at 62, but I can't. I've taken too many hits on this already. Can't go too long on it, but we'll wait for it. Brendan, give us something.
Another one from the healthcare equipment maker group, guys. OTRK to the upside today, 15%. Another one with a share offering today, and this thing is at all-time highs. Big-time relative volume on OTRK, guys.
Now, watching Alibaba sort of fail to get back up towards that 258, level, and coming back in here, I'm going to look to see if we can't take another short in front of that 58. A second time through, of course, we're sort of a mixed result. We did have a nice win on that open trip. We did take out half of it for a small hit. We're going to regret that a little bit, but you got to stick to your rules. Pre-market trading, mixed bag for me, but I'm looking at that 57 level. We just ramped off of. If we can get that, we'll take that short, like 56 half or so, with a 57 to 58 area stop. Blink, on the other hand, this one's starting to bounce back to the upside. So we do have some shares in here at 91s, but you have a bit of a range here. You get 830 is going to be this first level top. 827, 830 doesn't really make a difference. If it rolls over, then I'm going to be interested in adding to my position here. I'm looking to hold through this 775 low. Maybe I'd take a small amount out in front of it, but otherwise, look, it's going to be SSR, short sell restricted. It is 2 days of selling in a row. Going to be willing to sort of dig in below some of these resistance points here. See if we can get a slide like we had yesterday. Patience is certainly a virtue. You saw the initial sell in yesterday's action. It came right back. It tested that top, and you wanted to be patient. So I'm going to be patient here. Not going to add to it until I see it roll over like 30s, maybe even 40s.
Yeah, it looks like CVAC is going to fall down as well. We're just watching some of these plays come through, and yeah, there goes CVAC. So that one breaks through 62. We tried it. We took a little bit. I mean, we were hitting the cowbell. Well, no, we weren't. We were doing a little bit of celebration there through 64.70. We were able to take about $1 or so on about a third, and then the 2/3 we lost so badly on it. So there it goes. Excuse me, breaking through 62. The only play we have right now is a little bit of one on Intel. So give us another one. OPGN fell down. Brendan, I want to give you a good call on OPG before I go give it to you. OPGN, you were talking about 320. Good little level there, breaks all the way to 3. So good call on that, Brendan.
L-Brands, guys, yeah, moving higher here. I want to get back to that OPGN. L-Brands here just took out day highs. I noticed popped up on a volume scanner as well as it broke through 31 there. A bit of a pullback already, though. Back to 30.5 for LB, guys.
Yeah, we'll definitely be looking at that. NEO is back to flat. I tried getting some in the 90s, but was unable to catch it. I tried to get on the way down instead of on the way up. OPGN mentioned that there was a chance we could base out at that 3 even area. It kind of has done that. It's a little wick to the downside, slightly breaking it, and then coming back in. So if we get any kind of consolidation, maybe we'll catch some kind of a break. Ignore this wick. It didn't actually just trade at 350. Still holding this 310. There's a 3 even to like 320 mark. Maybe you can catch a break to the upside through 20s. And I would get out of any break to the upside in front of the high of the day, which is sitting at 374. And your stop has got to be this low here around $3 or $2.97. Brendan.
Hey, guess what? Zoom is at all-time highs again. Not seeing any news on this morning, but I will keep looking. Yeah, big volume spike there as we took out all-time highs. ZM up 3%, guys.
You kidding me? That's nuts. Zoom. Okay, we tried to get in again. damn it. Oh, there we are. We're in NVIDIA. I was going to say, damn it, because we tried to get in on that 49 break and we missed it, but then we got picked up right there on the way back up. So we'll dump a little bit of these as we're going. But NVIDIA right now, big win to the upside. Finally, thank God. Intel messed me up pretty badly, but here goes NVIDIA now, making a little bit of this money back, but still not that much because Intel right now getting taken to the woodshed. We're still long and losing everything there, but NVIDIA with a nice little 50+ cent win there, picked up through. My mouse is not working also. Through 489, cashed them out there, 490 and change. Very, very violent name, but we did make a win there on NVIDIA. So let's see what the market wants to do now. If it keeps going upside, I do like NVIDIA through. Yesterday's levels there, what was it when we came out? This was a key one, 49.90, and then yesterday's top, 491 and change. So here it comes rifling back to the upside.
Yeah, I just took OPGN sort of for the first time since the open, guys. Look that camera look there. You can actually see a nice look of our sponsor there, Lewis Daniels Watches. But look, we're watching 3 even, call it 297, the actual bottom here, maybe 295 is what you prefer for a stop. But I've seen this consolidation before. It's at least well higher than this support level that I was in a short when it bounced off this 280. So I kind of saw what was going on there. And I think that'll probably preclude me from heavily reversing short, but I wanted to take one shot here, maybe only risking a few pennies to see if we can't bounce an OPGN. Sort of flat on the day with this name. And of course, as I say it, it's immediately looking like it wants to test this bottom. Holding it now, at least in the short term. But I'm looking to get out some of it in front of this 325 mark, the rest in front of like 340, 350. I would not hold it past that high of the day. But just watch out. This floodgate could open up at 297 and then 280. There was a buyer there, I can tell you, at 8 o'clock. Whether or not the buyer would still be there at this time of day remains to be seen.
All right, there we go. Finally, thank God, we do a nice little explosion of some monies right now because NVIDIA finally to the upside. Big wins here, 489.25, out right there, 492-ish, so that's a $4 win. It's great, but it doesn't matter because we did put too much money here into Intel. I thought really that we had it marked down. And we talked about that yesterday, having your big trades marked. Intel, I loved it at 50, and the funny thing is, man, it went right into the money hard for me at 50, up 20, 30 cents. We did take that profit, but not enough. And then instantly, these are 1 minute candles, guys. Bang, bang, bang. So as NVIDIA ripping now today's high, we could get to all-time highs at 400. We're not long enough of this. We were hella long, but we did get out a little bit of that one here, 490, 491. So we'll have to watch out for that. But 493, a nice little top. We could dump a little bit more here to help lick the wounds. But right now, we're holding out Intel out, Neil, until it breaks 49, which unfortunately it looks like it's going to do that very, very soon. And then we'll get out of the rest. But your Alibaba went down quite nice.
It did. I wasn't able to get that re-entry back into it. I did get OPGN, and that's running in the money. But now looking at AESC, now we talked about Allied Esports. This is on our watch list. I did mention I wanted to see it retest the high. This is 234, the high of the pre-market. I don't want to jump into a short early, but it just broke the opening range at 20. That's the first level we look at, 35. We can hold here. I'm going to jump into a short below the 20 mark if it comes back down. I can tell you OPGN, yeah, we're in the money, only 5 cents or so. We're like 320, the first leg we'll get out there. Brennan, what do you got?
American Airlines, guys, pretty weak here, 2.4%, trying to bounce off 1230. They came out this morning. Yeah, I just threw that up there. 15 U.S. cities they're going to discontinue service to starting in October. So those were announced this morning. So a little bit weak here for not only AAL, but all of the airlines today, guys.
Yeah, and we'll go with, I don't know, I don't use a disco ball enough
Use it.
We'll use it. OPGN, guys, we talked about somewhat bottom picking. I don't know that it's a bottom pick. I will take the first leg out here, just 20% in front of VWAP. Next targets will be up in the mid-30s, probably a bunch out in front of 350. I might hold 10% for the high of day. Like that 374 mark, nothing. I won't hold anything for that break. If it breaks the pre-market top, that's usually its own breakout trade separate from this little bottom pick. AESC just triggered me short when it took out that 220 mark, so I am short one of these names. Now long in OPGN, still in the range-bound trade, guys. So I think I can add to it in front of that 3. I still have my stop at the bottom. Let's see if we can't get a secondary push on OPGN. Pre-market trading sometimes gives you some levels and ideas to work off of. I really hope that 280 buyer that I saw had stepped his action up to 3, and this is the reason we're getting this win here, guys. There's 330, a nice little 22-cent win here. 25 cents in the money now on OPGN. I will start taking it a little bit more aggressively out as we approach that 350 mark, guys.
Okay, what's up, Brad?
Zoom, guys, just back to Zoom real quick. There is a Morgan Stanley upgrade on this one today. So all-time highs, 3% here for ZM, guys.
I wish I would have, and we talked about doing due diligence there. Yeah, that upgrade would have been nice because just on ZM there, I know Brendan just had it up, but look, this is the thing. We're trying to educate all of our viewers as much as we possibly can, and this is the thing about that. Once you get an upgrade and you all already near a breakout spot, like AKA all-time highs right here, that would have been a pretty sweet trade through this number here, 281, 282. So if you guys had that, that's a good trade. I'd watch that. If you're long Zoom, I don't think either one of us are right now, but if you are, you got to watch out for that 281 previous all-time high. So if you're into Zoom, look out for that one. It could take out the high again. 284.50 coming up.
Yeah, and I'll get back to my good friend OPGN, but I got into AESC here, and it's a nice little flush so far, but just not the continuation through $2 where I would have loved to see it. I got 18s when it slid back down through 220. I'm going to go ahead and throw my stop. Not necessarily. I don't want to actually have the high a day stop. I think that's going to slip me too much. I'll probably have it at the 230 mark. I want to take that one out and make sure I get a good execution there. If it breaks this bottom here at 212, then I'll start getting it out in front of 2 even, maybe hold on to like 10% of it through the actual low of the day since the open, which is like 196. Throw out some of these prices on absolutely no volume that you see down here in the 180s. So AESE in the money. I'll get you guys to blink. That's also in the money. I don't know, about like 10, 15 cents or so at the best. I've been rounding into this short, and I talked about being patient here after what we saw yesterday. So as long as we can hold this like 830 range, I think we're good to go. If it takes out this bottom at 85, my price here is at 7.99, just around 8 even. Then I can start actually taking some shares off. I want to see if we can get some continued selling like we did yesterday. You had to be very, very patient with your sell positions off of the open. Lots of choppy action before it really accelerated. Let's see if we can get the same thing here today. I'm Blank in the money. We're looking for more.
Yeah, we just did a trade there, 284.50, trying to go long side there on a Zoom break of that day's high, but the high was 26, and of course, because it's Zoom, you got to spread up. So we did get long at 50 there, but it's falling down. We'll drop it if it gets under this 283. So we could take a little bit of a bath there on Zoom, but wait to see on that one. NVIDIA all the way up and then all the way back down. We have that last 10% on right now. Going to drop it if it does break this last candle of 488 even. What's up, Bren?
Baba, guys, just bounced back on a volume alert here through 257. So we held 255 and then broke back to the upside through 257 for Alibaba, guys.
Yeah, and we're going to get stopped out on OPGN, but we're going to go for, I don't know, some fireworks on Blink. Just going to zoom in so you can see a little bit better. We did get a couple of legs out here. I did get 775. That's going to be that sort of goal with the quarters target that I like. From here, I still have 2/3 of the position on. I think we can start thinking about 750. And if that breaks, I want to have at least, maybe 20% still on to see how far we can go to the downside. This was a huge mover down. It is short sell restricted down 18%. Of course, it would have been based on yesterday's price action as well. So you cannot hit that bid, which works in my favor at times. Lots of demand here to get this to the short side, and we got it with the rollover. Nice win here on Blink Short at 803. Now looking at a 40-cent win on that. AESE, about 10 cents. We can start thinking about taking that off in front of $2 as well. So a couple of nice shorts here. OPGN, I didn't want to reverse the short till like 280 broke. We'll see what happens. Right now, it hasn't done that.
All right, guys. OPGN. Yeah, we had that look, and we had it going through the top as well as Mr. Plug Power here. That name did not go through the top. We were thinking on some of that news they were near all-time highs. Plug. So we'll wait to see how high or low that one wants to go. But that's Plug Power right now. Apple, Intel, 49. Yeah, Intel's still making moves. Square. You know what? Square is one of those names that you need to sort of watch out for here. Square, NY. There it is. Up 3% today. The all-time high is right here, man. I see it as 158.63 here on Square. So watch out for taking out the upgrade. That's what I was going to ask Brendan. I just spoiled what I was going to ask him. But find out. Square maybe got upgraded today, possibly. If it did, then I do like, there it goes. I do like along through 155.50 here to see if we can't get to all-time highs right now on Square.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get back to Alibaba here, and it's a good look to see what's going on there with Square. But you see some of these tech names really starting to make moves. Baba bounces twice off the bottom, so I guess I should not regret this 255 out. It does not hold 258, so you don't necessarily get a clean hold at that price. No entry point for me. I think the next spot would be this 260. Maybe we get a roll at that price. But that's also going to be positive to negative to positive through 260.60. That could also spell breakout potential, but the market, the NASDAQ at least, bouncing through to the upside and now positive in the session. The ES not yet. Begrudgingly might say to myself, okay, Baba, possible long here through 260. My look was going to be short on it, but I'm going to have to reverse that at 260 breaks. Brendan, what do you got?
Yep. It was a price target increase, guys. Deutsche Bank, price target increase on Square, 180 from a prior 140, guys.
All right. I'm feeling that. So we're long. We average into Square there. I knew there was some sort of a price upgrade on that one, at least for sure, on Square, because it's moving nuts right now. So we'll see on that. We are long right now, Square 155.44. You saw we did take some out there because, again, it was off that one low spot. So we did sell some for flat. Now we're going to wait for the upside. I'm sitting right here in the 90s on Square. So this should be a nice little 50-cent win to go if we can get it. Right now it's 35 cents in the money, but you got to watch out for the spread here. Hoping that Square can keep going. I do tend to drop these things a little early, so we'll wait to see. But there goes Nvidia, guys, back to the upside. 493 and change coming through. We did hold this down here to 488. Should have averaged in. It was a nice little bottom there, but here it comes, right breaking back to the upside. I don't have a target where I want to drop this last little piece. I do think if we get going here, the market seems to want to go. We'll look to see taking out now 493.50. That'll be the high of the day. This is a $4 win right now. This is a 45-cent win on Zoom, going through 285 now to the upside. We do have this one on board as well. After dropping some down here, now Zoom takes off. Of course you do, Zoom, right to the upside. So we'll take some out. What is the day's high here? 285.14. So we're back to the day's high right now. Let's take some Zoom out, then hold the rest, guys.
Yeah, gonna go with a nice little price action on AESE to the downside. I did take another leg out in front of 205, so 206. We're still short at 218. I will slide my stop up into the 2/4 range just to make sure we pocket a little bit more of this profit. We're still in the money, 40 pennies. Sorry, check that. 45, 50 cents on Blink, but Brendan's got something for us.
Just reading about this GEVO, G-E-V-O, if you're looking at that one, a little teeny tiny 30 million market cap company, guys, announcing a $1.5 billion long-term contract. It's a renewable fuels company, so this is going out to 2023. Doesn't start until 2023, but GEVO here up 104% on that news, guys.
Yeah, gonna have to add that to actually not on my watch list. One of the reasons why you guys want to be here is that we talk about the names that are on our radar, all over our list, but definitely GVO, a bit of a missed opportunity from yesterday. BDR, just worth noting, continuing its slide. Of course, it had parabolic move up and then coming all the way back in here, and this is what we're basically looking at. It's still in a tight range on day 2. But if it cannot hold like 115, this one could be a penny stock at some point. If you're looking for another short squeeze, I would definitely hold off until about $1.50. We saw it actually happen very, very similar in Kodak, so I wouldn't completely write that idea off. I just think I'd be patient waiting until like 150, which is a ways away on BDR, guys. AESE is coming back to the upside. I did mention when I moved my stop on it. Alibaba, however, starting to turn in front of that 260. I still am going to look for that 260 breakout to the upside for a long trade, but I could be convinced into a short at 257 again. That's the price we had in the pre-market. I think we'll go with a bracket on Baba here, 57 short, 60 long on that name.
Okay, we're well in the money now on everything, so here goes Square. Nice little trade on this one. You can see we're long 155.40 on Square. We just tweeted out our NVIDIA trade, so follow all of us on Twitter if you need some trade ideas, not just during the show, but after the show. Bang! Square, siren alert, a nice little winner here for Square as it breaks through 156. Let's keep going, baby. We are sitting at Square at 156.41. So this is a nice little dollar now here in the money. While we're 80 cents in the money, we're waiting for the dollar. But here we go, Square to the upside, a nice little trade happening on this name. So yes, it's all coming back to me now, says Square. Let's see how high this one wants to go up. We'll dump a little bit, then get out of the rest later. But darn it, it just had some resistance up there. But let's let's just give it a little bit of a look on there. And there we go. So he takes them out there on Square at 08. Now let's let the rest ride upside here. Just took a nice little win on Square. We also got out of some Intel back. We're still holding a little bit. It's not a good trade, so but we are talking about it. We did think a 50 break was good, and my bad on that one because it was one of the #1 trades that I had on the board. We did have that. It goes up, but then just crashes in the next minute all the way down, and I can't hold it all. And then we get out before making the bottom at 49. So a few outs there ahead of 50, just massaging this, but everything else is winners, man. Look at Zoom here. Zoom $1 in the money now as well. Square 70 cents in the money now, and Nvidia $3. So everything working out except for Intel and CureVac this morning, but everything else pretty good.
I was actually about to talk to CureVac, but I'm going to give the hero action on Blink here, Blink charging. I just got out some shares here. It bounced through 50, snapped right back in, so remove liquidity, sort of getting a 56-cent win. I'm going to hold on to this last 20% of the position. Like I said, I was likely to do if it broke 750. That's how much I would want on. See if it can't go even further in this retracement. This was a $9.45 stock yesterday. You can see down 20%. I'm going to move a stop up here, not to break even because that's all the way up here. Last entry at 813, but back to this ramp at like 785. Break 785, I'll lock in about 25 pennies on the last little bit. Otherwise, let's see if we can't go for somewhere close to a clean dollar on this Blink trade. A nice one here, but AESE is sort of holding in front of $2. If that happens, I'll likely take the rest off at close to a break-even stop. And watch out, 234 high. I'm going long on a 235 break. That one, bit more legs holding up here, might give you a secondary breakout. So watch out for 235 on AESE. Allied Sports making some moves today.
Allied Sports, that's what it is, right? Okay, yeah. Okay, we're going to go probably some 91s here. We bounced off 86. Oh, the high's only 85 here on Zoom, but we are in the money at clean dollar plus on that one. So I was just waiting to see how high that one wanted to fly. Okay, and Nvidia right now does have a problem. I didn't even put an order out on this one. So right now I'm thinking of 491. If we come all the way back here, we'll get out of this and just make sure that we do capture at least $2 on this name. So Nvidia right here, 490 and change. Not a bad spot to get out on this if you are still holding it. I mean, I crushed this to the upside there. Not as much as we got crushed on Intel. I keep talking about that. But okay, 492. Let's just keep looking. What is this bottom? 491. Yeah, let's just call it 491 and change to get out of our Nvidia here and be responsible. 490.90. Okay, how about that? We'll get out of Nvidia if that one goes through. But right now, still waiting for Zoom. And a good thing we took out some of our Square at the very top there as we hold way less than 10% now. It's actually a partial fill that we got up here, but now it's coming right back down. So let's empty our pockets of Square. Right now, happening now is with Brendan. So let's throw it back over to the big screen.
Yeah, we are here. There's my screen. Well, and there I am. Yeah, we'll talk about North American markets here, guys. Have a look. It's 10 o'clock, obviously. This is what we do every day. 0.18% to the downside now for the S&P. So trying, but a little bit of a struggle here so far. The Dow also 0.3% to the downside. Look at tech stocks, though, trying to lead to the upside. Finally, NASDAQ trying at least to get things higher. 0.73% for the Russell here in Toronto. 0.4% for the TSX down in Brazil. More than a full percent still in negative territory. Here's what's moving around as far as the TSX is concerned. Look at the volume on Air Canada today. Big time move to the downside for Air Canada. We closed up at $16.45, $16.50 yesterday afternoon, trading down at $16, trying right now to break the low for Air Canada. Gold tried to get higher this morning, struggling as well. ABX here, Barrick to the downside once again. We're about to go negative for ABX here in Toronto. And Canopy, notice that the cannabis sector as a whole, very, very weak, led by this one, 2.3% big flush from $21.90 down to about $21 again. Higher than normal volume to the downside today for weed, guys, if you're looking at it here in Toronto. Back over to you.
Thank you, Brennan. I did get triggered into short on that bracket, so 57 break on Alibaba. Again, I got 56.92. Turned the money about 50 pennies, but now my attention is over on CureVac, which is pulling right back into this open range high, 65.70. You know what I'm going to do here? This is basically something I do almost every single time. I like the break at this price. I think it's going to be a good one into that 67, but I'm going to take one shot. If we roll over here and I can catch it on the downside, I'm going to take a short with a reversal at that 67 area. Alibaba, of course, we're into Blink and AESE. AESE continue to head downside. If it breaks two, like I said, I'm going to hold on a little bit, but here it comes. Wow. As I say it, just immediately get the break on CVAC. So I'm not even, this is purple. I was short for like all of like a half a second there before immediately triggering into a long 65.70 break. 67, I still have a stop order to go long through there, and 69 would be that next level. So 3 separate breakout trades, I think, in CVAC are going to be the way I play this to the upside if it can get to all of them. First one here long, I'll be all out if it gets to 67, and then re-entering on that.
It's unbelievable that I lost a couple $100 on this, basically the same trade that I'm in again right now. But this time I take it higher. Like if I just held it out here, I needed to wait basically another $1.50. Actually, just about $1. Darn it, should have done that to the upside. So we go hella long again on CVAC here. So we'll see if that one wants to go through. And we're just going to play it off of probably down here, 64.50. If it comes back down to this level, I cannot hold that again. So CureVac right now, hopefully we get out some upside right now. It did bounce off. There it goes. I was going to say it did bounce off 66 last time, but kaboom! CureVac right now, nice little win for us upside. Let's just see if the momentum can keep going on this name. Last time I had a big win. We were not able to extend the win. So here we go. That's me on EdgeX, and bang, that one out right there. Another explosion for me here. Let's see if we get that 67, Neil, on CureVac. What up, B?
We saw a big move down a couple days ago on this name, guys. Mark, another theater operator down in the U.S. Following earnings. So earnings 2 days ago got flushed all the way down to 11. Big bounce today. If I zoom in here again, you can have a better look. Straight to the upside from 11 again, up to 12.20 for the CNK, up about 10%, guys.
Yeah, I'll hit the EHA just because it's going to be the same CVAC trade here, but that 65.70 break, nice little out here. There was an iceberg order you saw at 40. I jumped out of some shares there, but I'm going to look to see if I can get the rest out, probably in the 70s. It needs to hold at least this sort of 65 consolidation before I would consider re-entering the trade. But failing here, I mean, a fail shy of the high of day usually is a bit of a sell signal for me. So BOBA falling off, again, has not hit my first target to the downside, but at least we got the first target on CVAC with that long. I do want to update you guys on AESE. That started working in the money for me a little bit heavier to that $2 range. Now, if it takes out the bottom here at 196, I intend on holding through that low. I will now at least consider re-entering it in the teens. I'm going to maintain my stop at 225 on AESE. Allied, good trade so far to the short side. Nice little win for us. But another one that I want to jump over to is BLNK. This has definitely been the best trade of the day. However, my last little bit did get trailed out back here, back to VWAP. So it's a nice win on Blink. Just does not get to sustain push through 750 to get you that dollar winner. But it had a huge run to the downside. We called out that one based on yesterday's and today's price action.
Yeah, great look on everything today, and it's been a pretty good day. Like Nvidia's been pretty monstrous for us. We did get out there as we said we would, and look at this. Like, how many times is this going to happen to me today? It happened to me on Intel. I got like the worst price ever on one of those trades, and look at this. Just because I'm disciplined, I say I'm going to get out if it breaks through 491. Well, that's exactly what it does, and then we get out, and then now I'm missing out on another $2 to the upside. So ho-hum, that just goes par for the course. Our CVAC trade, we did get out of more than about half upside, but we are going to drop this one if it does come back down as well. So CVAC could possibly come out anytime soon now as well. But give us something else, Bren.
Multi-day move coming to an end, it looks like, for FCell, fuel cell. We mentioned this past couple of days, straight higher, tested recent highs, this 340 area yesterday, but straight to the downside, back below $3 for FCell today, guys.
Thank you very much, Brennan. Thank you very much, Valeria, for the refill on the coffee there. I've reversed into the short on CVAC there. Look, I talked about if it failed shy of that high of day, it looks like it's a bit of a sell signal for me. So you can have a decent breakout trade, but that's going to only give me about 60, 70 pennies before the hard reversal. I did jump in a little bit late to the party on the 65 break. I end up with, sort of, what do we have here? Oh, actually, wait a minute. No. There we go. Yeah, I'm not even sure what happened there. Actually, just can't even hit this bid here on CVAC. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but we do have it here at that 60, 65, 80-ish around price. I still maintain a 67 break, guys. I think that's going to be a good trade to the long side, but I'm going to stay away from the long until I catch that break. If it wants to roll over, there's a really good chance we could see 62 again. Positive news, yes. Multi-day pullback from 100, also a factor here. BOBA still has not cracked 256, but it's 70 pennies in the money. It's got at least, maybe I'll take about 70 or 80 on the first little bit here if it wants to hold 56. 255 even would be my target on the second half, though.
Oh, and look at you, Intel, blah, 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 coming right back now. So Intel wants to make this move back. We did dump a little bit of our shares back upside, still have 49.60 in our sights. We'll see if we get back up to VWAP. But first, we got to see what Brendan's up to.
CureVac, guys, just an update here. Looks like a little bit of news continuing to come out. We talked about the contract with the European Union. They've also updated, it looks like, their current phase 1 clinical trial of their vaccine, which they now are saying they expect results in early Q4. If results are positive, phase 2B/3 will start at the end of Q4 of this year, guys.
Okay,
Pretty
well, that's
early
at least
stuff,
a little bit
pretty early
interesting.
stuff.
I want to update you guys, and we'll go with lining them up and knocking them down. It was a mixed bag in Alibaba initially off of the open, but we actually patiently wait for the rollover, throw a bracket order in here, and then have the 57 break to the downside. Yeah, I'll take some off. Like I just mentioned, I'll take some off in front of 56. If it retests the low here at 55, that's a nice target. Breakthrough at that price, I think, is probably going to give us another entry point to this trade. I still have an order up here at that 260 level, but worth noting, this turnaround was at 59. My breakout trade long would be at 60. 59 does look like a solid level. Probably a decent place to slide a stop if I re-enter the trade to the short side, but already a few nice little wins here in Alibaba. Let's see if one of them gives me the follow through 255 to the downside that we've been looking for all morning long. I'm going to maintain positive on the stock, but the home run hasn't happened yet.
I see some talk here on the chat about Uber, of course, so we'll go over there. We do like watching Uber and trading it, as well as taking a few Ubers. So this is one of my favorite, where is it? Here it is here. We've had this animation basically from day one. It's a good one. So there's Uber. We'll take that. You can ride hail yourself in Uber. But yeah, Uber right now down that 2.5%. Well, was down 2.5%, now 2.10. And we're going to see right now here, 28.75 was the bottom. Check out the daily chart. We do know that District of California, there's some stuff coming out with regards to independent contractors and whatnot. Neil talked about that the other day, as well as Brendan. 28.35 was this down tick right there. We're getting close to that, but you may want to short soon. What are some of these levels? 29 would have been a good short. We just missed it, but that's a good little play there on Uber. So I just want to check in on that. 3.5 million shares. Looks like it's breaking lows right now, guys.
Yeah, and good how we got there on AESC. Very, very thankful we took some out in front of $2. I mentioned this could turn into a bit of support. You do have this little lower level here. This is the opening range low, higher low being put in now. I'm going to still stick around with like a 220 stop and not begrudgingly not go long unless it takes a top off. That's what I said I would do. I've been burned. Reversing a little bit early on some of these. I feel like an entry price at 35 is going to be plenty good enough. If this really does want to go, I think we're talking about needing to test that 75, and then before you get this $3 mark, what we had yesterday, just shy of that would be your targets to the upside. So BABA still holding 256. Come on, let's go. I'm not moving my stop. I'm gonna let this one go against me a little bit on the way back up here. But now looking at AESE, potentially getting a push back through to the upside, be out of my short, which was a nice one, but could be gonzo if we hold this bottom at 2.
Yeah, we got flushed out. I mean, look at the spread here on CVAC. It's crazy. We did get flushed out there again on a VWAP break, but we'll take it back one more time and then just use this bottom as the ultimate bottom at 63 and change. So we're going to give CureVac one more time here, especially on that news there, Brendan. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but it doesn't seem to be really affecting the market yet. So CureVac, we're still going to wait on that one. See if we get back to these highs, 66, 67. That'd be pretty sweet if we could do that. But right now, Sweden joining AstraZeneca agreement on COVID vaccine. That's a little old news. We'll check out AZN when we get back from Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at upgrades and downgrades. So far today, we are seeing a few interesting moves, but overall volume a little bit low right across the board. This one down here, Shake Shack, with a nice opportunity at the open this morning on an upgrade. Regeneron, we talked about it quickly yesterday. Big expensive stock, $600+, but a big move up yesterday, back to the downside today on a couple of downgrades, and Welltower down there with a downgrade, but still holding on to a bit of a gain so far. Yeah, here's Shake Shack. Gave you this kind of test of these lows from yesterday around $54. Big round number there, $54. We're above 56 now on decent volume as well for Shack. Regeneron here, yeah, big huge move to the upside yesterday, got flushed off the open. 626 down to 608. Pressing lows right now for Shake Shack. Guys, back over to you.
Pressing lows. Okay, I thought everyone was buying those hamburgers. Okay, CVAC right here. We do go long, and what a surprise. You know, we get stopped out there, but we're trying to make that money back. We're waiting in the 80s now to get out. The spread is just so big, so my net is fluctuating with these spreads. So we'll wait to see. We're sitting here at 87 with this NASDAQ 100, so we'll wait to see there if we get out a little bit of our CVAC, and then we'll hold the rest, like I said, for a little 67 action. Hopefully, some 67 action. There we go. Where am I getting? Did I get out yet? No, I did not. There we go. Come on. We just needs to break through 87. Look, it stops at my price once again. This is just the way it's going to be, it looks like. So CVAC here. We'll wait for some more upside on that one. I said I would. There we go. Out. Nice little out there on CVAC. So catapulting that trade through now. Here comes 65, 66. We don't want to be too silly. We'll put a little bit of an order here again at 65.70, 65.50 maybe, just to make sure we get more out on that one. But CVAC looking to break through 65, Neil. Finally, not a horrible trade on board for me on CVAC once again, but we'll see.
I'm going to get to Alibaba in a second here, about $1.30 in the money on that one, but OPGN does hold 280. I talked about being short in the pre-market and then seeing a reversal at that price. I saw a bit of a buyer there. It did bounce once, now twice off of 280. It's giving you a consolidation. If that levy breaks, you might see me go short in OPGN for the first time, at least on the show, since 9 o'clock here. But I have an order ready to lock and load, break through this 305, use this chop area for support inside of the range. I'm not likely to touch it. So it either breaks 05 and I'll go long again, or we're going to look for that 280 to finally get flushed, and then I'm off the train to the upside and looking for the short in OPGN. Alibaba, yes. Thank you very much, Alibaba.
Yes.
We finally get that $1.50 win that we're looking for here on that short. Look, the first time through, we end up taking half out for a loss before getting the nice little winner. We'll take the same trade here, but this time hang on to all of it, and very, very clean trading in BABA, with the exception of when it's a pre-market, sometimes you have to mitigate risk. That's just the reality of trading at that time of day. Brendan, what do you got for us, buddy?
Pretty impressive volume here, guys, but it looks like we're finally starting to top out a little bit on this GEVO, G-E-V-O. It is 10:14, and this thing's done 164 million shares already today. So 120 up here looks like a bit of a problem for GEVO, guys.
Did you say 100? Yes, he did. 165 million shares. Yeah, we're going to have to be all over this one. You can be a dollar stock all you want, but that kind of volume we have to pay attention to. For me, I don't want to necessarily just jump into automatic trading, but if I see it putting in at this level here, double bottom 87, 88 or so, and then you see a nice little continual run to the upside, I'm not shorting it until I see one of these floodgates open. So you're talking 105, one even breaking. Otherwise, look for 125 break. Look for maybe long bounces off of VWAP as well. With this kind of volume, you can be very, very active in your trading and take small wins. You don't always have to hit home runs here, guys. I mean, the liquidity is through the roof on this name, so you can definitely leverage up. Not going to short unless it's through 105, one even. Even if you get this 87, which is not anytime soon, I'll probably do that as well.
That's some big time volume, that's for sure. Oh, we got some fireworks. Was that 500 likes? Yeah, hit the join, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Look, Neil and I try to put a lot of work in. Brendan, the whole team here, putting in work for you to have this show every single day. All we're asking for is, please, if you can, share the program. You can hit share. You can share it on Twitter. You can share it on anything, emails, whatever. Send it to your friends. Get the link and do that. That would be wicked. And also, if you can become a member as well, you're going to get some of these guys. Joseph, there you go. What up, Joseph? Shout out to you as well. You can see some of the new emojis that we have, rocket ships and whatnot, sirens, things like that. But I'm seeing a lot of people here. Part of you guys are great. Thank you so much for that as well. But anybody in green is a member. It's $5 a month. It's a way you could also support the show. So share it, become a member. We're here for you every single day, and we're going to keep it that way, especially coming up with politics. That always tends to move the market. We don't talk politics on here because this is strictly a trading show, but let's be honest, guys. With the election coming up, there's going to be a lot of names in play. I'm super excited for what is now August, September, October, and then wait until you see what comes in November. What's up, Beep?
Speaking of politics, guys, Goodyear Tire, big flush yesterday on that tweet from Trump saying to boycott the company, but this was in regards to some political stances and political preferences that Goodyear has in their employee handbook. So Goodyear Tire back to the upside, just popped up on a volume scanner here as we broke through day highs. So through 960 again, which was resistance yesterday. We're up now 1.5% on decent volume for GT, guys.
Yeah, that was funny when they asked Kudlow about Goodyear yesterday. He had no idea what the hell was going on, but Trump can't even control his own cabinet, it seems like. But that Goodyear Tire, interesting story there again. We'll wait to see. And that's what I'm talking about with politics, guys. Sorry to interrupt, Neil. What's up?
No, I was just going to say a new position in OPG, and I did mention I wouldn't go long unless it broke 05s. We just got long at 06. 280 will still be going short. This is the second shot we're going to have at a bounce off this consolidation. The first time, mixed bag. We did take 2/3 out for a win, and the rest a loss through 3 even. So let's see if this one works for us. But before that, let's go to Valeria. What she got?
Hey trading family, I hope you're having a great day and welcome all the new viewers. Guys, hit the subscribe button and join our live trading show every day. Also help more people to find out about our great community. Share the link with friends and post it on social media. And guys, of course, show your love and support. Just spend 1 second of your time and smash the like button. I'll see you later and back to traders.
Smash City, smash City, y'all. Yeah, that'd be great if you guys could do that. That's fantastic. And what I'm going to do is smash the keyboard in about a second because CureVac, again, like we had it, man. I mean, we could have taken out, we did take out. We took out about half up here. But once again, we're watching this thing fall back down, right back down to our kill spot. So we've tried it and we just fell on our face with CureVac today. So that one was, hey, look, we attempted it, we tried it, and we lost on it. And we probably lost way more than we should have on this name. But we're still going to give it back to this 63 level back downside here. And I still have hope that we get going again, Mr. Bill Gates, but hopefully this can come upside now on CureVac. So we'll see if that's coming through. Intel makes its move all the way back to VWAP, and we just start cashing out a little bit now of our Intel position. So we'll get out more of that as we start going up. Thank you so much there for that membership, Jaden Rhodes there. Thank you so much for that. We welcome all of our new members. We also do have, don't sleep on our Market Wisdom channel. I was actually been invited to another podcast because he found our station and said, holy, you guys are giving information for free that nobody else even touches. So we're very, very proud of that. And if it's your first time on the show, I'm sure you're realizing that, look at my chart, look at Neil's charts. We're talking about ins and outs that we're actually taking. We're giving you trades before they happen. Someone was complaining about a service, it's just like, oh, I'm thinking about going long, and then bang, they're long. And then, you know, the next thing you know, it's 10 or 20 pennies higher, then they're celebrating victories, but their members can't take the trade. So we're trying to break it down for you as much as we can. And, you know, that's sort of our value. Not only that, but like I mentioned, Neil, of course, the Stock Market Wisdom page, we spend a lot of time on that.
Yeah, you better believe it. And a great look there, Sean, because I've said a couple of times, I haven't made a trade in Givo, 175 million volume it's crossing. Thank you, Deborah. HD, we'll look at Home Depot in a quick little segment, but I wanted to let you guys know, I am still going to go short on a 105 break here. It's just, it's right around VWAP, basically right at VWAP, not necessarily always the best place for an entry point, but if it does open those floodgates, first target 1. It might have some support down there at $1. I expect some buyers in there, and then 90 cents. You can see this 87 area. That would be a target out. If it ever breaks 87, you know I'm definitely going to be shorting through that price. Just too obvious on the chart. But speaking of this small cap, let's get to some more of those with Brendan at the big screen. Small cap recap.
Hey guys, yeah, small cap time. Overall, a bit of a muted start to the day as far as small caps are concerned, but a few interesting trades anyways. I was looking at this one right at the open. KZIA was up in the pre-market on some positive news. 750 to 760 here was resistance in the pre-market. Really love these ones when they're, a really tight consolidation in the pre-market. You can get short as high as possible versus the high of the consolidation in anticipation of that happening. So we went from 760 all the way down to 680. So big move for KZIA right at the open there. A nice opportunity. This one's crazy. Yeah, still going to the downside here. I covered my position sadly, but 2080 here was a bit of a pivot about midday yesterday before this move higher on GRWG. So was just using that 2080 to 21 area. Ended up failing there. A nice move all the way down to 19 now on GRWG. Let's move over to one more here. ANTE, bit of a slow mover, but gave you a pretty easy trade here on the breakdown of the gap up consolidation. Nice move into $1 retest as well, 135, 140. We're coming back into $1. So a couple of pretty easy trades. Slow mover, ANTE. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you there, Brennan. AESC, guys, just took me out of the last of my shorts, so watch out. The top end break is possibly in play here. Watch out for like 234 is the high, 235 is sort of my strike price to the long side trade. I don't want to get in until it's actually tested. I'll get that out of the way so you can see it. Until it's tested this actual high. If it gets a break, that's the only way I'm going long. If it fails at either one of these prices, like 230 or 235, I might jump back into one more short on this name here, AESC. Allied. Let's see if we can't get the long break. Waiting for it all morning, but we've made money in the short in the meantime, guys.
Okay, yeah. Oh, thank you. I got that, Jadon Rhodes. Thank you so much for everybody, guys. There. Okay, there we go. Jag the Mag, 700 likes. Very good, guys. Thank you so much for all of that. As we continue to go. Okay, I just want to talk about, and I tweeted this out, but like, how bad are these outs here on Zoom? We take the break. We only. I don't know why. I try to give it to the candle, the previous candle before or halfway, and that's what happened there. Get out. Then it rips all the way back up. We don't take it out, but then we take it out again on this drop, and now we're upside. So Zoom just showing you some of the frustrations that we've had on that name so far today. NVIDIA has been my biggest winner by far. Glad to see that hasn't kept on going. At least we did take that out right there. We're now looking to add VWAP right here for Zoom, or for NVIDIA, so that could be a possible reload spot right now. I'm a little bit skeptical of what's happening right now in the futures. It looks like we may have topped out again here, so watch out for a little bit of a fade back through. I don't remember the levels that Arun was talking about, but we did get up to 33.72 there, 33.75 probably a big level, and watch out for 33.50, which is where we stopped out on the downside. So there goes Intel, by the way. This is now a 5-cent winner. This is by far the worst trade that I had today. We did put on too much risk there, and then we risked upped again right here before. Look, I get in, and then the thing just absolutely tanks on me. So yeah, not a bunch of good outs there, but now we're riding it high. Finally, a little bit of a winner here now for Intel, making moves back to 72. So, Neil, this is a 10-cent winner, but this one was frustrating. Needless to say, and I think that this goes with a lot of the summertime doldrums. I think part of it is getting out of your winners. I could have saved myself $500 if I just would have took it all out on the upside here of Intel, but so be it. I should know better for next time. What's up, Brad?
Another one moving here, guys, back to the upside. AutoWeb. Looks like they had preliminary results possibly earlier in the week, but AutoWeb here, AUTO up, up 21%. Nice move here from $3 early on this morning up to $3.50, kind of holding $3.30 right now, but volume, big time relative volume, huge move up yesterday, on results, guys.
Yeah, one name that I wish we had mentioned at some point today. How do we ever not talk about Tesla, heavily enough here? Yeah, moonshot off the open, but what have we not tested through? 1900. We did one little wick up here, got to 98.63. So you guys all know what that means. A 1900 break is in play. What do I really, really love about this? Yeah, look at yesterday's price action. You did have, we're trending above there in the pre-market, or sorry, a little bit earlier on in the session. But when that Fed news hit, we couldn't sustain 1900. You get the breakdown and then bouncing at that price again and then falling back in like $20 or so. So 1900 looks like it's a nice consolidation possible break for you here. It's worth sort of noting the last time we had an even dollar break, it was trouble getting into position based on the level of liquidity that was there. We'll see if we can't get it this time. I don't want to fade in early like I did yesterday. It's going to be a clean 1900 break for me.
What is this stock? FINV. Did you come up with that yet, Brendan? FINV, I guess, on the New York Stock Exchange. A big mover. It's Finvolution. Big mover for here. I just laughed. Was this an IPO or something? There was no trading at all. Let's check out a daily chart on Finvolution. No, not an IPO. Oh, IPO back in December, it looks like. But Finvolution right now. Not sure the news will wait on Brendan, but this thing is rocking right now. Big volume spikes all day today, and I apologize if we did already get to this name, but really just picked up here in the last 15 minutes or so. So Finvolution spinning, I don't know what it is, but I was going to say spin, like kind of reminds me of Peloton here a bit, but Revolution, Finvolution making moves up. So when we get some news on that, Brendan will drop it. But Finvolution going crazy right now. And then without any further ado, Brendan.
Yeah, this is looks like a software company, guys, Chinese software. So some China ties here. They announced looks like August 25th. They came out and said they're going to report on August 25th. So results possibly coming for Finvolution, a Chinese software company, guys.
Why does that spike the stock so much? Like,
oh, I'm gonna get myself.
You know what? That's insider trading. I don't know. I'm just gonna call it right now. I mean, you don't just because earnings are coming. Give me a break. That should not rocket this thing up that high. But okay, this reminds me of Kodak. I don't know. Maybe you could check the outstanding or the market cap on that, because this name could get blown out if you get above $3. So pay attention to that. And look here, Vac. I see you here coming all the way back to in the money now. So we may take out a little bit on this one, not get too greedy if we can. 64.50, Neil. I'm just going to take some out.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking at this Finvolution. Here's my 3 minute and how ridiculous that's going to look. A couple of key things to think about here. Even dollar levels for breaks are going to squeeze a lot of people sort of out of their shorts to the upside. It's a name that we actually have free locates on. We're able to short this one. So I need to see it come in first. I'm surprised that we haven't had any halts yet. I think a $3 break could mean a halt. If it does give a halt trend, I'm looking for a halt and open lower. If that happens, I'm going to take a shot shorting this one on FINV. I'm probably going to need to see what happens at 3 first. It's trying to bust through, but you're not seeing any kind of a push to the downside heavily yet. This is the first rollover that I've seen, and it's a very muted one so far.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk too much about Twitter, but I did want to give a big shout out here yesterday. Over almost 102 likes. The wife and I with a nice little celebrating some of our wins. Not today. Give me that money back restaurant that I paid yesterday. But what I was more talking about was NVIDIA here on our watch list. Square, we found that out of nowhere. Square again, that posted twice, okay. And then we just talked about Zoom as well. There talked about how this was a bad trade. So you guys want to get educated up. Watch out for that one. I'm going to double out this Square, as that was posted twice. But follow Brendan, myself, and Neil all on Twitter as we go, and make sure. Oh, after the show, I don't think we did this yet. And if we did, again, I apologize. I'm out of it today. But there we go. Coming up soon today, Neil looking very nice there, scalping.
I don't even know what I want to say. Interesting photo there. But look,
we can see your eyes. Scalping for a living. That's what we do, right?
That's a good thing, because we do get in and out very, very fast in some of these positions, taking multiple entries, multiple target outs. Hopefully at some point I'll get into GEVO on that same look. But flavor of the day is this Finvolution with nothing concrete here. I was looking for the first sell action to be able to get in. I do take some shares here around 75. There's just absolutely no way I'm holding the short through $3, guys. So if it breaks 3, I am definitely out of this one. I just think there's a really, really good chance that we're testing back to 50s. And if it breaks that, I mean, I don't see a hard reason why this wouldn't come all the way back in. It smells like a pump. It looks like a pump. Now let's just see what happens here. But you have to have an out if you're going to jump into the short, guys. That's the first thing. I got mine at the high of day. Brendan, what do you got, bud?
Just looking at Michaels here, guys. Not seeing, September 3rd. Just wanted to double check the earnings for Michaels. But nice run up here for Michaels in the right at the open this morning. 9 here, 950 at the top. We're consolidating right at day highs. This thing also, if you go to the daily chart, at recent highs, guys, for MIK.
Yeah, Mike. How are these? I mean, my Michaels shut down by our. What? $9 now? Okay, Michaels. Wasn't this $1 and change? Yeah, this
Wow.
One. Wow. Okay. This reminds me a little bit of Overstock. I hear some woos in the background there. Yeah. $1.32 in the depths of March. $9.50 here. Look, it's been up here before. I mean, this is back, I guess, in their heydays, pre-pandemic. But Michaels, how is this all the way back? Like our Michaels? Oh no, it's not Michaels went bankrupt by us. Pier 1 went bankrupt by us. So Michaels is making a comeback there, I guess. But good look there, Brendan. Michaels, what a stock, only up that 0.9%. But I have to look at this. I had no idea this was back near 10.
Yeah, watch out, guys. If you are trading that FINV, it is making a bit of a test to the upside. It's nothing as parabolic as what we saw earlier, so hopefully this is going to give me the rollover I'm looking for. Tesla. Yeah, no moss. It does not test to 1900. I still like that breakout trade, and we're definitely going to take it if it does. So it's just an even dollar break. Maybe it gives you something off of VWAP. It's bounced a few times here, down to 85, 86 for maybe a scalp. That's still going to be on my radar. I want to jump back to OPGN for you guys here. I've been hanging out in front of what was support in the pre-market. I was short. I saw it turn at 80s. There was a bit of a buyer down there. It just bounced at least one time off that price. Now you're seeing a consolidation. I got 90s to the long side. Sorry, check that. I got 99s to the long side right at that 3 even. If it breaks up, great. We'll get out at past VWAP. Otherwise, I'm not going to hold. If it breaks the back of that 80s buyer, I'm going to likely reverse into the short side trade if I can get it. Definitely not holding that long. FinV still holding up there a little bit, but only on the money about 10 cents. Or got to risk about 20, 25 if that's what we want to take to the downside.
Yes, and I see that, and I just mentioned to you there, Mr. Alexander there talking. Where was he? Yeah, Mr. Alexander, there it is. Would love for you to be a member there. I gave you the shout out there on the chat there. Yeah, Square. You're right, it still is going, but I'm pretty happy with the way we traded Square. Other than this last 10% getting out for flat, it did make a move back to the upside. We basically have the best out right here, and I'm really happy where this out came because it came in the momentum, and we were able to take it. So that's just a little bit of an education spot for you there. I can't be upset when it looks like this, and also like NVIDIA here as well. I can't really be upset that I give up basically $2 here off of our last. I mean, this out is fine. It's more this one here. If it would have kept going, we would have held it and got out up here, but it doesn't. And then look at this out. This is why we can't sit here and sort of cry over spilled coffee. Hopefully I don't spill it. Because look, if I don't get out there, look at the drop. 492, it drops all the way to 488. That's a $4 drop. So by me simply getting out at that spot, it allows me to not worry so much about this $2. So we get out there, make that $4 back, and then it comes back upside where we could have made $2. So it's a net win for me of $2 the way I look at it. And then now you're seeing NVIDIA come to the downside and really just bouncing off VWAP here. Futures making moves to the upside. I don't know how much I believe in this market right now, but it looks like a lot of people do. And bang, there it is. We lined them up finally on CureVac. We did hold that one not to the moon. Hopefully it goes, but we now have about I'm going to say 30% of what we had down here. Out, and then this is what I'm talking about. A nice little beautiful out to the upside. It does go 66. I'm looking for CVAC to take out the highs of 67 here. Call me greedy, but that's what I think it can do, Brendan.
There was a negative note. It was a short seller note on this Blink charging earlier. We were talking about broke through 8 on that last flush. We're right back to this $8 even, still down 16%, but testing $8 even here, guys. Another volume alert on Blink.
I just took a shot here in that GVO. Saw it tightly consolidate off of 125. I like the quarter a little bit there. So I get maybe tricked in. We'll see what happens here. We're 119 short. If it breaks the quarters, it looks like it could be a secondary push through the high of the day. I'll be out if it breaks 125. Maybe looking for a reversal trade to the long side. FINV, back to flat, not really going anywhere, but there's a reversal in GVO. This continues to push the upside and crosses the 200 million mark in terms of volume. It's going to have to be a scalp mode for me at this point, but FINV starting to slide back down. I definitely like what we have in this name here. The fact that it took the top or tested the top. Now my stop was not at 294, it was at 3 even. So I think we're gonna be holding on to this one through that even dollar break, guys. If it can get down to like 255 to 260, we'd start taking it out maybe. But it's a 250 break that we really love. That's what we wanna get heavily involved with. OPGN just is trying to get to the upside, going absolutely nowhere. Still have long at $3 on that trade.
Yeah, we were waiting for that to break. The high of the day for me, and I should look. Neil does a much better job than me of going back to some of these names that we did highlight on the watch list. And I did want to give a big shout out to Valeria for dropping the watch list link throughout the show. Make sure you definitely grab the watch list from us. I'll pull it up here if I can find it today. Where's the watch list? Hold on a second, guys. Just give me 1 second here, and I'll find it because it was in my. Here it is. It's called Morning Movers. So anybody interested here? Here's the watch list. It's a great one, man. I mean, we had Intel on there today, which has 25 million shares. Great trading. We didn't get to Facebook, but Nvidia's here as well. Talked about their earnings and whatnot. Neil, there's CVAC. We've been trading all day. Apple goes 2 trillion. There's that OPGN. Neil, you've been on Alibaba. L Brand has been a big trade. We've given all of our people that one as we go. Forget it, but sign up for it if you miss it. Oh, and people say, oh, you guys have a watch list, so does everybody else. Ours is free, and ours has notes. And at 9 o'clock, we go crazy talking about it. So watch list, yes. Follow us on Twitter for the watch list as well every day. Valeria will drop some names in there at the pre-market. So, but get it emailed to you. Look, we're even delivering it to you. Come on. I mean,
Sean,
this is a
speaking
great,
of a name
great
on the watch list, I do want to get back to Alibaba and sort of we had a bracket idea before. And I'm going to go back to that idea again here. But this time it's going to be with this 255 bottom. I still maintain a 260. I like that break if it ever gets there. We can throw that one away. It's like $4, guys. If it breaks up to like 257.50, I'm going to get into a long, but I'm looking at a 255 short, which is staring me in the face here. So Alibaba, it's been sliding to the downside. We've had a couple of decent scalp wins. I think anywhere from like 70 cents to $1.50. That's more of a scalp on Alibaba. Let's see if it finally gives a really, really big break. 255 could be those floodgates. Brendan, what do you got?
Another software company with earnings, guys. Opera here, not Chinese software company. This one is from Norway. Just wanted to double check. Yeah, Opera, OPRA on the NASDAQ, down 21%. The daily chart was really nice, kind of trending to the upside for the past month or so with the market. But look at this reversal candle. Now we're down, $1, $2 even off of where we were yesterday. $8 holding here, though. Big time volume still coming into OPRA, guys.
We are still going here, watching the chat as well. Yeah, we all do like that. And I say, come on, CVAC as well. Looking to get some more moves to the high side now. Just to let you guys know, I am sitting up here around 66.80 and change, just near the high of the day to get out of half of what we have left. So that's going to be our CVAC. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining up on the show and watching us today. It's been a good one. We have 756 likes and only 4 dislikes today. So that's a good one right there. And we will continue to be positive with you guys. Whoa, FSLY here, guys. I'm a buyer of this name. You guys know that. We've talked about Fastly. I've liked this one. I picked some up in the 70s not too long ago here. And now Fastly, wow, up 10% plus. We had Sean King on the show yesterday. What's up, Sean? $5 for Wimmy. We'll look at that in a minute. Thank you so much. And another great guest trader of the day yesterday, Sean King, as well. These guys crush. Thank you so much. Absolutely a monster day, killer day. Thank you so much for everything. Holding RKT. Everyone, who the hell is disliking the show? I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see who is. I think we know why, and I'm not going to do it anymore. So we'll feel. Hey, what's up, Roy? Roy with a new membership there as well. Go, go, go. Who can dislike the show? I don't know. Somebody's doing it, and maybe it's people from our competition. I see. But anyways, I don't see that there is any competition at all. But we are ready right now. Look, there's another reason why you have to watch the show. Brendan going to kill it right now with Sector Watch. No pressure.
Let us indeed, guys, have a look at the S&P. We'll see what is leading the market. We're basically dead flat, so directionally speaking, not a heck of a lot happening. But I wanted to point out this group right here, front and center for negativity today. The energy group really getting pressed to the downside. HFC, MPC, and Apache there, all 3+% to the downside. FANG as well, VLO and NOV to name a few. There's Oxy, there's Halliburton, Devon as well, all about 2% to the downside. The entire group group in the red so far as far as energy names. Real estate stocks, though, down here, you can see offsetting some of that weakness, but not as heavily weighted, obviously. So way over in the corner there, some positivity coming from the little real estate stocks. Let's talk about the banks, also in negative territory. Here we go. The entire bank sector, so smaller inside of the financials, all the banks in negative territory. Diversified mostly as well. There's a few here in the green, but everything else to the downside. We have insurance companies, also a few here in the green, but these two groups, energies and financials, leading the weakness for the market. We had tech stocks trying to go early. They're also now starting to come back a little bit. XRX here in the hardware makers, 3.7%. There's Intel down there, 2.8%. Right above it, though, LRCX offsetting that 3.8%. SNPS and FTNT in the software group leading the way, up 2.5+%. Overall, though, as we said, pretty flat, 0.08 to the downside. Guys, back over to you.
You guys are noting here, OPGN does break. We had a buyer at 280. It bounced a couple of times off that level. I played it once for a win. I'll play it a second time for a loss. I'm going to look to see if we can't maybe work into a sort of a trend short. I don't want to be chasing it and shorting the low of the day, but maybe if we can get something back in like the 280, 290 range. The volume's at like 70 million. The higher that volume is, the better chance that you can get a solid entry point instead of having to chase things entirely too far, guys. So I will get away from this name, maybe at least in the short term. I did also trigger into BABA, guys. We talked about that bracket several times. This one a little bit lower of a range entry than we were doing before. It's at 255 level. We got 91s short. Now looking at the low of the day, 254.15. Maybe take a little bit out in front of that. And then if that breaks, could this be the bigger trade that we've been waiting for in Alibaba? Who knows? We've already gone 2 for 2 with shorts. Let's try to make it 3 for 3. This was on our watch list. We talked about this one to the short side coming in all morning long. Let's see if we can get another win on Alibaba, guys.
I see some talk there about if I would be down. Yeah, I know, Russell Jackson, you're missing the bangs, but we'll figure that out eventually. Okay, someone talked about Mario Kart. I think Neil and I could both play Mario Kart pretty good.
It's been a while for me, man.
Same thing for me. I mean,
I was a master at Mario Kart, but that was a long time ago. On the actual, N64.
Master.
I don't know what you guys used to play before. Look, man, it was a box of donuts and a chocolate milk, and then you'd play in the morning, in the summer, and then all of a sudden it would be the end of the day. Yeah, I could eat a dozen donuts back in the day in one sitting. No problem.
You could probably do it now, but maybe you're smarter now, I think.
There was a 0% chance I could do that. You couldn't even pay. Actually, no, you could pay me to do it because I really love donuts. If they're all apple fritters, you could definitely pay me to do it.
We were both, it's funny, I don't know if you were here or maybe just getting, we have to get makeuped up in the pre-show. I don't know if Neil was here, but Brendan and I were talking about, like last night, we crushed a bottle of wine. It used to be a bottle of wine each. And now you get through half and you're like, oh man, this is like, feeling some ways. So as you get older there, that's a good example there with the liquor. But a bottle of wine is nice. I don't abuse anything, of course, here on the show. I just got out of something. Intel just went all the way back down, but yeah, good talk there. I know, Neil, are you a red wine or a white wine kind of guy? But I guess it's a loaded question because it's going to depend on what you're eating, I guess.
100% depends on what you're eating. A good Barolo with, I love a good steak, but a good Barolo is definitely in the cards. Recently, I drink a heck of a lot more white. To be honest with you, I find it's just a nice little thing in the summer. Maybe we'll open up a shard or something like that. But we've talked enough about wine here. Now it's making me thirsty and making me want to enjoy it. Givo, look, it rolls over if that 125 failed to break out. So now I'm back to shorting it, to sort of in and out on this trade. A couple of scalps down here, which I said I'd go into scalp mode. The volume is just too big to ignore, but it is coming back in, and you don't want to get caught with this long. I will take a bunch of it out in front of VWAP. And if memory serves, I still have a stop. If 105 breaks, I like that levy break, we'll go short. But I got a 120 on right now that I'll try and make that money back on the failed breakout long. See if we can get this down to VWAP here. It's only 5 or 6 cents. Well, look, 230 million shares, 5 pennies here in a $1.20 stock. You got to be able to take those types of profits. And if you don't have direct market access, it is tricky to make this trade. Maybe look for a sustained break through 25 or a flush through 105, which could get you a little more juice to the downside.
Okay, yeah, someone asking about SRNE. I apologize, is that what you were just talking about?
No, this was Givo.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over to SRNE then just to make sure. I see some in the chat here talking about it. SRNE, Okay, yeah, it's only 1%, so it's not really moving too much, but it has been a good mover for us lately, and we do know that they do have the saliva test that they're doing, and I think that's a big one, especially coming back to school. Our school board is going to be staggering coming in September. I think that's probably a good idea just to see how that all fills out. My kids only have like 15 to 20 kids in their classroom, period, on a normal, like last year, for example. This year, I don't know how many people are going to apply to put their kids through. Okay, Intel, we did just drop that out. That was not a good trade. It was a horrible trade, don't get me wrong, but we were able to hold a little bit and make some of that money back. And then now CVAC is still that dollar in the money. We're still waiting for that one to pop through again as well.
My apologies here. I'm going to slay this dragon, but I already forget what the heck FINV is called because I have no idea who they were before. We didn't have any hard news on them after, so I'm going to roll over this short. I liked it once we held this sort of a 295 area that I talked about in $3. We get in again on another flush. So, I'm going to get some out in front of 60s, 50s. If that breaks, I want to make sure I got probably half the position on to see if it can't go even further than that. But FINV, whatever you are, I am short you, and we're going to see if we can't get a nice little win on this retracement play. Volume spike, and it's maintaining volume. Now it's to my side, the downside.
Yeah, look, Del, I like Shiraz, so don't worry about that. All day, yeah, you can invite me to that bottle all day, every day. And I'm glad we got that, Neil, Finvolution trade to all of our viewers, and a good thing you took it as well. What's up, B. Rendon?
Right.
I'll throw another one at you, and I want your opinion. Petite Syrah, guys. Petite Syrah. Shiraz is, yeah, it's okay. Let's talk about another one here. First Trust Global Wind Energy. Let's go to the solar group here, guys. Jan on the NASDAQ, 23%. Nice volume spike through $7 here. On the way higher. Still looking for a catalyst behind this, but a little tiny one moving to the upside, guys. Yeah, Finvolution on FINV, guys.
Okay, yes, Finvolution, whatever you want to call it, guys. We line them up, we knock them down. I'm actually not even that good of a bowler, but we can pretend to be on this show. We can hit some winning trades for you. That's something we were actually good at.
If I didn't take that.
I will challenge nobody to a game of bowling ever. But 255, we just got some shares out in front of that. I have a passive order down there, but aggressively getting out of some of my shares as well. If it breaks 250, I do want to hold on to the rest of these. We'll get one more fill down here. And then, look, if the floodgates open up through here, I don't think it's unreasonable to expect a 225. GEVO, on the other hand, GEVO, I did scalp out a half of this position short, the 120. It is coming right back up and retesting the high of day. I don't want to risk more than a penny or two here now that I'm in super scalp mode. 125 was the top, 126 is now. Definitely won't be holding any short through there again, but I think in and out in this price range can be worth your while given the amount of volume it's doing. 236 million. Very different trade from what I have in Alibaba. That short, we'll give that one $1 against me. FINV, I would have given that one at least 15, 20 cents. It doesn't look like we're going to have to because it's all winner, baby.
Look at Rocket as well, moving, and I just want to give CVAC trying to make that move again to the upside. What's up? Oh, there it is. Yeah, we answered your question earlier, and then we get some love from Mr. Zander there. Thank you so much for that. Alexander there, thank you so much for becoming a member. We did talk about it, and you came through for us. So thank you so much for that one on the subscription side of things there, and membership side, sorry. Hit that like and hit that subscribe all day, every day for us. That would be great. I'm trying to think about Intel again, but at the same time, not. CVAC is going to have a hard time getting through 66, but if it does, I think we can get up here where we were long before, or out before, 66.80 or so. That's what I'm waiting for on CVAC. But right now, that's about it, man. Twilio looking like, look at Apple. AAPL, why are we trading Intel when Apple has these kind of moves in it? Just a nice little monster from the open. 463, takes out 2 trillion again at 467, and now keeps going. Nice little bounce spot, 467.50. Let's hope that Apple can get back here, guys. 467.50 would be a nice little play to go long on Apple. We'll wait to refresh that if it comes back in. Let's not miss it if it does.
It's funny that you say let's not miss it, as I clearly missed a re-entry point on Blink. We did have a nice rollover. I talked about being patient with this after the price action you got yesterday. You're going to want to make sure you're shorting on a pop. The breakdown is going to be hard to get, so that's what we actually do. And then it retests 8 even and turns on a dime. And that's a trade I got to have here around 790. That was my original start of the position. 8 even maybe gives you a bit of a break. I still have a stop, I think, sitting up here to be sure at 830. I think I like that level as well, but 8 even looking pretty good. Let's see if we can't get a roll through that price one more time. 760 could be a breakdown. Wow, money talks, guys, and it's time for Brendan at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, already 10:50. Let's have a look at currency land. So far today, we are seeing a little bit of a bounce back in the U.S. dollar. Multi-year lows over the past few days for the U.S. dollar. Put the Canadian dollar back up there. As you can see, we are still in positive territory, but only just. It was actually negative early on this morning. But yeah, this March higher kind of mirroring or opposite mirroring of the dollar index that we've been looking at over the past couple of days. The euro also higher on the day. The British pound also higher today, 0.4%, 31.5 now, 131.5 for the pound. Japanese yen, Swiss franc lower. Swiss franc multi-day move now to the downside. Australia and New Zealand, you can see decent moves to the downside, 0.8%, 65 again for New Zealand down there. Bitcoin and Ethereum back in positive territory. Saw a multi-day move to the downside as well for both of these. 11,800 once again for Bitcoin. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you, Brendan. Look, there is some serious consolidation. I mentioned this one to you guys in the chat. For those who aren't following along, I talked about 250 on FINV. It is holding that level. I did get out exactly half of my position short at 77. If it breaks through, yeah, we'll get a bigger winner here. I think we can get down to about that 225 range. Look, I mean, ultimately, you look at where this stock is coming from. Yes, nice little breakout. But once this 250 goes, that's the previous high. I mean, retracement back to some of these levels. It's a nice little trend to the upside when you look at it here. Maybe you'd go long off 2 even now that I think about it. But if it does come back in through 250, I'm going to look to take the rest of this out. 225 would be that target to the downside. BABA could be our first losing trade short side. If it goes about 20, 30 cents higher, we'll get stopped out. Well, we're 2 for 2. 2 for 3 is not bad. I don't want to force any trades after this, though.
Yeah, first losing trade would be great if I had my first losing trade right now. 65.50. Look, I mean, CureVac, again, this is what we're doing all day. I'm trying to give this one some room, and it just keeps bouncing. Now it's trading like a normal stock, not an IPO for some reason. But yeah, CureVac right now, we're going to give it back down here before we dump it. But it's been a battle, this stock today. 65.50 is where my order's sitting right now to see if we can't get a little more short on CureVac, or out, sorry, of our long, because it just resisted it too many times up there. That's CureVac. So we are waiting on that one to hopefully come in and give us that 65 trade. So I'm waiting at 65.30 now to dump half of what we have left. And then I'm going to hold the rest until we break back down. So CureVac right now. The name that's been moving, a little bit of news today. Brendan gave us some of the news there about Q4. So we'll wait to see if that has any truth or legs to that CureVac right now. But it seems to be putting everybody to sleep, including myself. And so that's that name that we're looking at. Other than that,
Sean, I want to jump quickly back to Gevo, because Gevo just took the top off. Now, I got out of this trade. Look, we took the reversal short right here at 120. We talked about scalping it out, getting a bunch of shares out at 115. Be happy with maybe like 5 cents if you're going to be doing that style of trade. But then look at this. I'm getting out break even on the rest of this. Now, if this was like a momentum trade, oh, come on. I got to give it something against me to see if it'll make a reversal. Not with a scalp on a 250 million share volume. Look, this is something that we have available to us. Not everyone's going to be doing this. We try to share with you everything that we have in terms of knowledge. We're dropping a video literally today, which is going to apply to what you're seeing in GEVO, and that is scalp trading, getting in and out very, very fast. It's on our Market Wisdom channel. Obviously, the market is fast-paced. A lot of what we do is going to be very, very active and hard to follow. If there's something that we are talking about or something we're engaging in a trade, throw it in the chat, tweet at us, suggest it as a topic, and we'll cover this one for you. We love that Market Wisdom channel. We get a lot of good feedback for it, so make sure you're tuning in and also sharing it with your friends in the live program as well. But I'm all out of Gevo. I'll look for another consolidation to try another rollover short. I think at some point, if we get that 105, that'll be a bigger trade in terms of the amount of, I guess, notional value we can get out of the downside. Otherwise, it's scalping it out where you can.
Yeah, we're definitely liking that. Only, I just saw someone talk about we are only 40 likes away from 1K, so shout out to everybody on that. Okay, that's CVAC. Oh, I want to look at Softy before we threw over to Neil there. 211.78. Again, this name obviously going to be in play here with some of the TikTok talk around them, as well as Oracle. Who's going to get that prized possession? We do not know, but I think Microsoft's still in the running there, looking to take out the day's high right now, and look at the futures now turning positive. I mean, what can literally hold this market down? If you know something, let me know, because apparently nothing can hold this market down. There's a lot of all-time high talk right now and it rolling over, so makes us obviously nervous, but we'll see here. Microsoft now making new highs on the day, 211.90 right now. And there it goes, 211.90 and change on Soft, a new day's high, guys. Brendan, what's up?
A little one, guys. I was looking at this one in the pre-market, but missed this move back to the downside, sadly. Westwater Resources coming up with a graphite process. There you go. We hit a K. Way to go. Back to the downside, though. Just about to take out this prior low here for WWR, 12.5% still, but volume decent still on this one today, guys.
Volume is king, which is going to lead me away. We did get a super chat, and I apologize. I don't think we got to Home Depot, and that's our mistake. Obviously, it's busy, active here. I've made almost 200 executions, which is definitely on the high side for me. But there is some scalping involved in some of these small cap names that I've been trading. Look, Home Depot, of course. Selling off of those positive earnings. We did talk about this one failing through that 300 top, and it's, look, just coming back in. Nvidia did the same thing. It's nothing against Home Depot, very, very strong name, but when you go to the daily chart, this is what you're going to want to see here. Lots of room for a pullback where I think buyers are definitely going to be interested in stepping in at the 260 range. For me, it's hands off. Only 1 million shares of volume halfway through the day is a day trade. For a swing, I would be waiting to buy on any kind of a dip here. We're seeing things pull back in. For me, I'm preaching patience when it comes to some of these names here. I would love to see like a 260 area pull back on a Home Depot to be able to get into that. Day trade, I don't really see anything whatsoever. It's flat on the day, and the volume's not big. No catalyst whatsoever for me in Home Depot today.
I want to look at Target here because yesterday, of course, it's not Target. Yeah, it's Target. You know, just talking there because we're Canadian, right? Everybody thinks we speak French and all this kind of stuff. So Target right here, down to 152. 152 was the spot yesterday for Target here off some bouncing. So we could have a break of 152 to the downside. Target yesterday, if I am not correct, I think it went up 15% or 17% yesterday off of a big earnings report. So Target looking to give some back today. What's up, Brendan?
One from the freight group, shipping group, YRCW, just popping up here. Real quick, guys, just broke through 5 there on a volume spike for YRCW 52-week highs, guys.
I'm not hitting yeehaw.
You're not?
This time, when I get the break on Tesla, I'm actually going to hold on to the trade. Yesterday's structure, I did mention this to you. We were looking at a break, and then there was like the opening range, like pre-market top, that was like $10 higher on the range break. So it only took a $7 win here. This time at 1900, there was nothing. We want to get that break of 10, and when it did, I was ready to go to punch out of the trade if it failed at 10. It did not. I'm going to hold on to half here, but I just took a $15 win here on Tesla first half. I could go with a trailing stop here and maybe give it all the way back to like that 1910. I'm going to be hands on the keys. I want to see where this one can go. I promise you this. I did say it, and I'll be a man of my word. If I see 2000 the first time through, I am going to take a short at it. You know, give it a little cross there. But there goes 1925.
Wow.
Now $25 in the money on Tesla. And maybe I will go with a trailing stop at some point, but not yet. I'm going to go top side on Tesla. Let's go, baby. It's all about this. I love you, Elon. And usually I'm sitting here looking for pullbacks, not believing where this thing is going to go and wanting to short it. Not today. I've had 3 or 4 breakout trades. I've had $5 winners, $7 winners, $4 winners. Not today. No way, no how. This break is too good. Split is coming, and everyone wants to be involved in Tesla. Maybe we'll buy one someday. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. My wife wants one. I'm not getting one.
What? I would buy one in a heartbeat, but that's a good trade there. 100%. Look at that Tesla move, breaking through. Great.
No, you're supposed to be on my side with these things. You know that, right? Like,
you're going to be what?
Teamwork, man. You're on my side here. If you say
no,
that,
I'm not on your side.
Then you
Tesla's
say it
awesome.
to your wife, and then she says we got to get a Tesla. You got to get a Tesla to my wife, and next thing you know, I got to go out and spend money, and you know I'm cheap.
Yeah, I know. I know that because the glamping, I remember we talked about that, and then you were like, "Wow, that's that expensive," but it's fun. But yeah, no, Teslas. I'm with you, Neil. Very expensive cars, that's for sure. But I think it seems like they're worth it. Anybody that has one loves them. So if you guys are Tesla fans out there, what up? But great trade there. You could definitely afford a Tesla more now than you could before. So that's a good one. Tesla's still ripping up. Target, it's still up. I'm not trading it. I just wanted to look at what it was doing from yesterday. So Target not doing much, and that's no surprise there. So we'll wait to see on that one. But yeah, other than that,
I like this here, John Medea. You're frugal. I'm going to use that from now on. I'll stop calling myself cheap, and I'm going to call myself frugal because it sounds a heck of a lot better. First on the 3 here, guys. I jumped through from charts like 1, 3, 10 at times. First sort of downward move here, a bit of a push on Tesla through 1933. It looks like. I actually like those 20 levels on Tesla, and you might know why if you've been following along with this name a heck of a lot. Look, if we're going to open another candle lower than the 3, maybe I'll take a shot to get out of it. I can also trail back to the 1920 level. 1950 seems like a reasonable target as well. I'm not going to wait all the way to 2000. That's a little bit reckless and ridiculous. So let's see if we can't hold this 1920 to 1935-ish range. Wait out this consolidation, get out in front of 50 if we can. If it does open lower than 25, maybe I'll just get out at that point. Nice one on Tesla. You always have to find ways to improve your trading. For me, specifically on this name, it has been how do you hold on to the trade? This time I said no mas am I getting out. I have to give it at least 10 bucks if you want to make more than that. It never went against me, so I didn't have to test that theory. But let's see if we can't hold on for a bigger winner, guys.
Okay, we're dancing around. We do have European close coming up soon. No guest trader of the day, but we are sponsored up by Lewis Daniels here. And I just noticed I don't have it on. I have my other one on today, but I'll show it to you anyways. It's a fantastic watch. Lewis Daniels coming through. Thank you so much for the sponsorship, and definitely check them out if you can. Robert, I do hear you here, and thank you so much for the super chats as it goes. Val PQ, we can look at that one. I don't know if we have that in our system, but we'll see here. Val PQ, obviously on the pink sheets. No, so it's not, we don't have that in our system, probably too low of a float, but thank you for the super chat anyways, and everybody can check out that stock if you want it. I don't know what's up with it, but we can maybe find out something for you. Obviously, Robert, you do know. But right now we do have Valeria at the big screen, so no better time to get her some camera time. Let's go, Valeria.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is in a 50 shades of red today. Britain is down 1.44%. France is down 1.26%. Spain is down 1.35%. And Russia is down 1.46%. Accor gained today 2.5% as French newspaper reported that hotel operators examined a merger. That's all with the Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
We're going to still be hanging on to this trade here, guys. We're still holding inside of that range we talked about on Tesla. I do want to get back over to, and apologies, because again, I forget the name of FINV, and this is what happens to you when you get... Finvolution, yes. Okay.
How could you forget?
Apologies to anybody that, I don't know, like works at the company or invested, whatever it is.
Does.
You're probably not invested in it. So it is holding that 250 still. So there is a legitimate buyer down there. I'm still going to hold through most of this position. If it does test and bounce off again, maybe I will take a quarter off. You got to be reasonable with this. It looks like we are going to get up towards that 1950 on Tesla. I am going to go with a trail here at 1930. If it breaks down below 1930 price, we'll lock in a $30 winner here. Otherwise, I'll be out in front of 1950. So very binary for me on this trade. It's about time that I finally slay the Tesla dragon. Usually, I'm sitting here trying to find a short on Tesla. Not today. Today we decided to only go long. It's a nice win for us. But Finvolution here, just watch out. If you are in the short with me, watch out for 250. If you're long, I wouldn't let that buyer go. If I had a long on this trade, I was in the money. That's where my stop would be. That's why I'm keying in on this as a short trade and holding through that price if we can get it. Brennan, what do you got?
It's almost as if he was maybe trying to say stuff, but Elon on Twitter, guys. So Elon taking to Twitter saying the next update that they're going to do for autopilot in Teslas is going to be, his words, a quantum leap when it comes to self-driving. So that was really the only thing, our only catalyst there, just a technical break as well on Tesla. But that little tweet just came out at 10:50, guys.
Yeah, well, look, you can get the tweet, you can get that. I talked about 1950. I am not going to get too greedy here. I'm going to thank you, Elon Musk, because oddly enough, my 2 best trades ever on Tesla, it now turns out, were due to tweets. And the first time he tweeted the stock was overvalued live on the show here, we hammered a short side trade. This time he gives me a gift to the upside. We're already looking at a 1900 break. So all that he did here is extend the move. We're going to take this long no matter what. I do get some out in front of that 1920 because 20s on Tesla usually end up being resistance, and managed to hold through on this little consolidation, but I'm not holding through 1950. If it gets to 2000, I'm going to take a shot shorting it. I just got out at 1942, so $42 winner on Tesla. We took about 15 on the first half, 42 on the second. It could have been, if it rolled over, we're willing to risk only getting about 20 bucks in that second half trade, but a nice move on Tesla. I don't think we're done here. I would love to see us test 2000. I think a lot of people are excited for that. Remember, a lot of this catalyst has first been the split that is upcoming at the end of the month. But now, let's see what happens. I don't know how much further this will go off that Elon tweet. Probably going to turn around here, it does seem like.
No, maybe go to the moon. Let's see how high this one wants to go. I'm super happy. I mean, obviously, as a shareholder, I'm super happy with this move. We missed it, but really glad Neil did get that. So good trade on that one. We're still looking, man. I'm still waiting for CVAC to go. Softy, we did talk about that one. As that's going, okay, I hear in my ear again. What's up, Brendan?
SNPS wasn't working there. Let's try this again. We have had, there we go, a lot of software companies to talk about today. SNPS, this is still the wrong chart. There we go. Reported earnings, aftermarket yesterday. There was multiple upgrades on this one as well. Back to 208 there. Got rejected pretty hard. You can see the volume came in at 208. So moving back to the downside, still up 4% after earnings, guys.
Okay, I'm looking for a spot to get into Tesla at some point, but look, I've asked for him pretty much every single day, and it looks like today we finally get our wish. So, hey, Mr. Gus, man.
How are you, gentlemen? Great show. Keep up the great work.
We're not doing
Love it.
We're not doing too bad here, but how are you doing today?
We're doing good. Today we were trading Apple, and we were trading XLK because of the move in tech. If you want to take a low variance move, we use the Spider XLK. And just remember, gentlemen, who loves you? Day trade the world.
There we go.
We love you, Gus. And look, this is something maybe we don't talk about enough here. Lots of ways you can express trades. We've been trading a little bit of BABA. The chip space has been in play. He's looking at Apple over there. But yes, trade ETFs. If you want a directional play, we had a video on ETFs, so check out our Market Wisdom channel. I think we talked about this, both as indicators for the overall space, but hey, you can trade them heavily. They're very liquid, guys. Definitely a good vehicle for some executions. I did say I thought that we'd get out because 1950 would turn on Tesla. It just broke 50. He's got to 53 and is a little bit of a battle waged here. Let's see what happens. I'm going to be done with this one for now. No need to force a trade. This is now past 11 o'clock. You get to that time where you don't want to throw away profits. You want to think about what's your next move. Only taking prices that you like. You might have heard me say under my breath, WTF on Givo. I got away from this trade probably a little bit too early, I think. At least thinking about the long and started wanting to scalp the short. Thankfully, it never gave me any kind of a short entry because it's continuing to the moon, guys. So $1.42 is the fresh high. I'm going to try to hammer this to the short side at some point. I don't really see anything until you get to like this 160 level from the top on the daily chart. That was back in June. So it's parabolic until we get to 160. Maybe we have a hard turn there. For now, I'm going to be off of this name. The only position I have on is Finvolution. Hey, I got it right. A bit of a buyer here at 55. If they break that and break our 50, I'll be really celebrating this short. It's been a good one so far, but it can be much better if we get a break at 50.
Yeah. I'm embarrassed. I don't have Finvolution there. I should have had that one. I brought it and didn't trade it. So big mistake there by me, but good thing Neil did. And there's the break of Softy. That breaks through side as well. We love Mr. Softy, and it breaks it through 211 there before ripping to about 50. That's not a surprise there. Look, trade the quarters, trade the evens. We love trading those numbers when they come through. And then another rip right to 212. That's the even dollar before it breaks back downside as well. So, wow, Mr. Softy up and down and around. around, up 0.74. Market coming back in. This may be a good name to fade here. Microsoft. What's up, B?
Grow Generations, guys. Man, I wish I still had this one. We talked about 20, 80, 21, breaking to the downside here. Here we go again. We're all the way down to 19, so another little push to the downside for GRWG. Now 12.8% this thing. Go to the daily chart. It's been up for 2.5 weeks straight, guys.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I traded that one time, and I think it was somewhat to mixed results. I think I had a couple of winners on the session. This is a much cleaner trade if you're looking at the short today, because like we always say, Brendan, it does test off the open. If you're patient, it holds some of these levels at 21 and then rolls back over. I would look to this 19 level. It's a bit of a higher low double bottom that you can work off of here. The problem is, for a $20 stock or $19 stock as it is now, you are risking like 50 cents to $1 every time you take a trade here. This is not scalping for 5 or 10 cents on GRWG. And on top of that, it's going to be short sell restricted. So catching a break at 19, it's all a hit or miss. It's luck. Whether you get a break and are able to get an execution without getting slipped too far. I'm going to go with stop limit orders always. There's a price you're not willing to pay, guys. So I wouldn't cross down to the low of the day at 1868, but maybe stop down to like 1890 is reasonable. Give it back to like the 1950-60 range, or if you really love it, back to VWAP here. Could be a nice trade. I'd much prefer if we could test this little 20 level here, maybe stop some people out of some shorts and then catch a rollover. That's a much better entry, in my opinion, during lunchtime as opposed to a breakdown at 19.
I see right there, and it looks like someone just got their sweater, so I want to give a big shout out to you. Thank you so much, Lion Vu. Just got your sweater from you guys. Thank you so much. We have a few sweaters here as well that we've shown a couple times on the show, and we do love them. Here's one right here, the tradertv.live. Maybe I'll throw it on tomorrow, but it's a very comfortable sweater. Look, we're not going to promote the merch too much, but there it is right there, and thank you so much. You guys can find that up on our shelf on YouTube, so that's good. And now that we look around, NVIDIA's still moving around, AMD, Microsoft, it's 11 o'clock, and we're trying to get these winners. We're trying to find them for you here throughout the day. I'm still on that CVAC. I haven't done much else. Intel did, let's go back to Intel. Intel did fall back down to a level where it's held before in the past. So 49.10, 49.11 on a futures drop. This could be a nice little spot to get long. Let's try to find some. This was a bottom here, 49.25 last time before we bumped up to where I got long and got screwed. This was really the problem there. And then we got some out at this level right now. But you can go long again here, 49.17. You could use that as the bottom. That's what we've just made. If you did want to give yourself 10 cents worth of risk, I think there's a good opportunity that this Intel does climb back up.
Sean, I got to ask you a question here. I'm seeing, because I have a program monitor, so you guys, I can see what you guys are seeing, but CVAC 6404. Come to my chart for a quick second. If you got this entry point here, you have positive news. It's a multi-day fall, trying to bounce at some point on a popular IPO. It makes a bottom here in the pre-market at 60. It puts a huge reversal flush, trying to fill the gap. Holds 61, holds 63, bounces off VWAP, and you got the absolute low of that move. Even without the 67 break, that's a huge trade. I'm still looking to go long at 67, so I love that setup. I think you got a nice winner on there. I'll get in at 67. If you're still holding 64, I'll feel like a bit of a sucker, but I do like this trade. I think we've seen this time and time again where positive news or a stock that's on the run or on the fly gives you a break in the afternoon. It is, apologies for that chart, that my daily chart is frozen there, but if it does get through that 67, the only thing I'll caution is, yeah, it could be a nice breakout. Remember what happened, some chop around this, both on the way down, but also holding the pre-market yesterday, 67 to 69. I would expect maybe a $1.50 type scalp trade for a win. 69 is another level I'm looking at for CVAC. So in the event that it does make a nice push to the upside, Sean will have a huge win. I'll be looking to get in at 67 and then again at 69. Brennan, what do you got?
Volume update, guys. GVO volume update now approaching. It broke 301 million shares on the day for GEVO, now 168%. Watch 150. Go to the daily chart here, 150 to 155. We're right here, right now. Big, huge level for GEVO. Remember, as well, $29 million market cap. 48 million share free float, guys. So, wow, on GEVO.
I'm going to say a few words here, and this is not meant. If people say this in social media, and it's like it's meant as an insult. No, learn to code. because the algos are going to have, or I guarantee you're having an absolute field day with this stock, because it finally looks like it's rolling over at 150, as you mentioned there, Brennan. So there we go. Look, liquidity's still good. Big turn at 150. Oh, God, I'm going to have to take a shot at this one. It is what it is. I've been waiting for some sell action to come in. I just picked up some shares at 42. Lucky number for me. That was my baseball number. And if you don't know why that was my baseball number, I don't know what to say to you. I'm going to start scalping out of this one. 42 short. First rollover. It gets back to the 125 range. I'll definitely be all out here. But we finally got us trade on Givo to the short side. After that consolidation the first time at 20 to 25, I stayed away from it. Big sell comes in. Brennan identifies the level. It's doing ridiculous volume. I'm going to have to scalp some because it's just moving so fast. You got to take advantage of direct market access here at Day Trade the World.
Yep. Good level there. We'll wait to see what happens. If it does want to break, I mean, here it comes right back. I think it's Scalper's Paradise, like we talked about there. Oh, and thinking about Scalper's Paradise, how about coming up after the show? Neil, looking dapper there, trying to scalp, and that's what we're doing right now on Givo. So watch that. That's only a half hour away from being dropped. So watch out for that video as it's coming through for you. That is scalping in Givo right now. Looks to be, like I just said, Scalper's Paradise right now, back and forth and around. You can get filled, it looks like, anywhere. Look at all these D prints going through as well. So a lot of action there on the market and off the market. So big time trading. Neil sort of talked about CVAC there, but I don't know. It's not really doing anything. So we'll have to wait. I'm still waiting for a top break on this news. Today it's been upside down for me. We did take that break early at 9:31, able to capture a little bit, about $1, about 80 cents or so. But then it fell back down, and that's where we wind up getting out for that $3 loss. Now we're waiting for this. I'm going to get out here if it breaks through 64. So just to give you guys an update on that one. We've held
one of our members here making a good point. And look, not everybody is going to be able to short every single name. We're fortunate here, Day Trader. Well, almost everything is going to be what we call easy to borrow, meaning we can get locates and don't pay for them. And on the event that sometimes we don't have shorts or locates available, we can pay for them. Givo, we got them. So I'm able to sort of do it at will here. All I will say is, as you're following along with the trades, consider if you're looking for a long hold, where are targets out? Where are support levels that I'm trying to get out in front of? Where does it consolidate? Because think of the reverse side, right? Like if you're long, you want to think about what's in the head of a short seller and what they're thinking in those moments, especially with the big boys when they're trading, because that can advise you on where to get in and where to get out of your trade. So you can follow along with this, even if you can't short the trade. If you're flat, it's lunchtime. Something to learn here as well. 365 days to trade. Let me borrow that John Olerud jersey. Wow. I'm surprised anybody on this chat that's not from Toronto knows who John Olerud is. I guess he played for the Mets as well. That's bringing it way back. A classy guy, great looking swing, and of course a World Series champion with the Toronto Blue Jays. Mike.
Yeah, I loved how he wore the hard hat out there. So, okay, CVAC, drops right through VWAP and we get out. So there it is, breaking through 64. So we tried on that one. The problem with this trade was, of course, Neil said he liked it. So just joking. But that's why it flushes down. I know Neil's waiting for 67, so I was hoping that would come through as well. But look, this is what happens, guys. We wait for it and we miss it. But the one trade that was the best trade by far of the day is look at Tesla there. I know you got out, Neil, but it's still making moves.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I mean, the high was 1975 there. It's not even like it's up that much. It's up 5%, which is a lot because it's a $2,000 stock. But what a break that was, 1975. You had the 1900 there. That was amazing. Like, you couldn't have even lost. It breaks through and then just rips up $30. So we'll see if that does it again, but maybe overheated right now, 1961 to the downside.
Yeah, I just got into some more shares. I mean, I got the Tesla chart up because I can't take my eye off it here for you guys. But Givo, it just came back into that 42, 43. I was able to add back in some shares at 42.5 using a midpoint there. But Tesla, yeah, I'm gonna have to put my money where my mouth is at that 2,000 if it keeps on going. There's no way I actually thought it was gonna sustain this move in a matter of minutes up towards 2,000. Double barrel action, you get Elon tweet, you get that split. I guess that's all it takes for Tesla to get to the moon. But like you said, it's not just about the 5%, it's about the actual notional value. The amount of money that it takes to push this thing from 1,900 to 2,000 at this point is a tremendous. Brennan, what do you got?
A lot of talk, obviously, recently, guys, on all things value. vaccine related. J&J just popping up here on a volume scanner. Johnson & Johnson breaking back above 150.50. It held 150 the entire morning. Really hasn't done a heck of a lot. It's basically flat on the day. Remember yesterday we were talking about that MNTA deal. So J&J buying MNTA as well. But a little volume spike there for Johnson & Johnson, guys.
Yeah, that's actually gotten very sleepy because I've been trading that one on the side, MNTA, and it's not really doing much. And Johnson & Johnson, we're looking at a possible break on that. They paid a lot for that acquisition. I think some might call it an overpay, but I think that space has obviously been heated in biopharm. I'm going to get some more shares out here, same prices as before, starting around this, like just when it starts to get like 4 or 5 pennies on a dollar stock, I'll start taking profits off on any kind of a scalp trade. So that's what I'm going to do here in the GVO. I reloaded at 42.5, so that's what we got on right now. I do still like us down to 125 here, so it could be a nice little 20 to 25 cent win ultimately, but I'll be out of half of it by the time it gets there, at least half of it, because the volume's so big. You want to make sure you're taking your profits, and this is what scalping is all about for us here: getting in, getting out, taking advantage of direct market access and some of those fees as well, because we can get paid to sit passively on a bid here. And you see all this size, everyone that gets a fill on that bid is getting $2 per 1,000 shares if they're going to sit there waiting. So why not manage your fees that way? I'm not going to get any more out to the low 30s. Next stop then the 120 to 125 range. But GVO, we waited for this one to roll over. We got it. Brendan giving a better level than I did at $1.50. So thank you, Brendan. What do you got for us now?
There was actually one more headline there just popping up on J&J. You can see it at the bottom of the screen there. 60,000 going to be signed up for their next study and pivotal trial for their COVID-19 vaccine. Guys.
Okay, not really moving the stock too much. Oh, there goes Rocket Mortgage right here. So let's take a few hundred shares. We'll see what happens here through the top of Rocket Mortgage, and then maybe average in a bit more as we go. But right here, a nice little look for Rocket. Big time mover today, up 10%. And again, we did bring this to you early on, and I haven't traded it at all, and it's just making moves to the upside. So here we go. We are long right now at 50. Maybe take a little bit out. The moves tend to be, this one comes from 23 even, so here's 60 right now, so a nice little move to the upside on Rocket Mortgage right now. We'll see what it does. A little bit of a 5-cent spread there, so it needs to get going, but it's already up that 10%. So let's scalp a little bit off, but Rocket Mortgage making moves.
Yeah, just trying to load up J&J here so you can quickly. We talked about this yesterday on Johnson & Johnson, and there was a bit of a volume spike, but the daily chart is what I really wanted to show you. It's a possible break out at 152, but then it's only a few dollars to the high of day. So pinch me when it gets there, and I'll probably be involved in a J&J trade. Otherwise, you want to be buying this puppy on a dip because it's a good company, good acquisition for them. So to solidify in their space as a day trade, 1.2 million shares and flat at lunch. Even on that volume spike, you're getting a 50-cent move, which is good. Don't get me wrong, but with the limited liquidity there, it's not going to be as exciting as some of these other trades. GVO continues to head to the downside. So I did get some more shares out, like I mentioned, at $1.32 in front of those 30s. I now have half the position, looking for like 120 to 125 as an ultimate target. I will keep scalping out. Because there's so much liquidity, I can be passive, sitting on bids on the way down, as opposed to having to, if it's going to travel to a price, it's likely to print it. 330 million in volume is tremendous. Technically, it hasn't broken the uptrend at this point, but we got the rollover this time. I'll see if we can ride it all the way back down into VWAP, guys.
I thought we did. I see some talk. Yeah, Rocket, nice. Yeah, plus 12 cents. We just got out for some 20 cents there as well. Look at our best outs here. We'll zoom in on this one. Rocket Mortgage breaking through 23.50. We're out of more than half. We're out of 3/4 of our trade already on a quick scalp. And we talked about scalping. I'm not going to put up again, but Neil's video, well, all of our videos coming out today with Neil's face on. I'll do it right now. If you're just joining us right now, why not talk about this one more time? Coming up in 20 minutes or so, we're going to be dropping a new video. Look, it's our Market Wisdom channel. So if you're talking about fees or anything like that, there are videos up on our Market Wisdom channel. So you can learn all about everything that we are doing here, and not everything, but some of the trades that we make and some of the topics. If you do have any good topics that perhaps we have yet to cover, let us know, and Valeria will jot them down, and we'll talk about them hopefully in the upcoming weeks. We do it every Wednesday at 1 p.m. live from the studio here in Toronto.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Everything here is live. That's what we're about here, giving you real live executions. And one of those trades is going to be on Finvolution, which continues to hold at 250. to my actual shock and amazement. I would certainly be expecting this thing to fall off a cliff at some point. That's just the reality. We didn't really see anything huge when it comes to news. There was one little dump. It tried to bounce off 250. There was a bit of a volume spike when it dumped into 50, and another buyer stepped up again. So it holds this level. I'm holding on tight here to half my position, which does seem at this point a bit greedy. I'm still short here at 77. It was a good price on the rollover. I have moved my stop back up to like 75 just so we get a bit of a break-even look. That actually even seems dumb. If it holds this 50, I might move it to like 65 or something below VWAP here, because at some point, if it's going to be this strong buying in front of that 250 level, maybe there's something that I am missing that I don't understand about this name. But on nothing, I would expect it to have a shot to come back to $2, which was yesterday's close. I would be all out in front of 225.
What up to Hydration Nation, everybody? As we take a little bit of a sip there of our water. Stay hydrated, everybody. Look at Rocket again. This is sort of what I need to do more often, and that is just scalp, guys. If I did this to Intel, we'd be in a completely different story, but here goes it right to the upside now. We're long at 50. There's the play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes we go, and now we get a nice little bump upside here. We'll take some out at 87, and then we'll wait for some more to go here upside on this name. We'll cancel our 91s, and then now we're almost flat, man. We now have our 10% left on this name, so Rocket Mortgage now cannot be obviously a loser. We only have 10% left. We'll see how high this one wants to fly. It hasn't been up here in a while. They've been suffering since their IPO, believe it or not. How many IPOs do we see that come this way? All the way down. So from $62 all the way down here to 22 and change. We're looking for 24.81 now to come. But if we break 24, then yeah, I think that opens up a lot of possibilities here to the downside. So right now, not Finvolution, but Rocket Mortgage looking to break through 24, and we got it on a nice little 45-cent win right now.
We talk about transparency, Sean. I have traded Rocket today, and yeah, this is not going to look pretty in retrospect. Yeah, took this break. It was 22.75 we were looking at. Not really even giving it too much. I had a 22.50 stop, which seems a little bit ridiculous. I'm going to have to revisit this one. Probably should have been giving it to like 22.20 or so. So yeah, there's $1.50 in the money for you. Glad someone around here has this one alongside. I suspect some of you do as well. Look, Rocket was one that we talked about, so I missed out on the trade, but we have a lot of, it's not just myself, Sean, and Brendan. Of course, we have some traders behind us. A lot of experience we got here, but Rocket, in terms of where it can go, I mean, goodness here. I think if we just go to like a 3-minute, look, this could be a rocket ship to the upside. To about, sorry, here we go, all the way back to this 27. This was a breakout 27. Push that failed at $27, and then you had this sort of like 25 area for days. So if it gets today through that 25, the next stop would be that 27 area. Fantastic breakout trade all morning long. Talked about in the pre-market. I tried and failed. Sean tried and won. Happy that he's got the winner on, because we try to give it all to you here. It's all about what's moving in the market. The futures are still flat on the day. The ES is literally flat. But we have the movers. This is what it's all about. Make sure you sign up to the watch list so you can follow along, because you might have missed out on some of the names, these big bangers that we got today, guys.
Yeah, and we pump the watch list, not because we make any money on it, because we don't. It's free. We just want to give a big shout out to all of our viewers and our team for making the watch list. Obviously, we're here every day for you. And the thing about it is that, hit the like, hit the subscribe, but also more importantly, hit the share, because again, who doesn't want to watch this and get educated up a little bit here for free? And that's what we do on the show all day, every day. So Rocket Mortgage bounced off 24. I think this is a decent opportunity to get out of a little bit more here on the name. We'll put an order right now to get out, and there we go. We are out right there, so we hit the banger. We slay one stock at least today, and that is Rocket Mortgage, and there we go. Coming to Brendan. Brendan ran away. I didn't get him that time, but what we are going to get is Valeria right now quickly.
Hi trading family, I would like to thank you for 1,000 likes. Guys, when you smash that like button, you make us happier. And welcome all the new members. You're our main motivation. And guys, if you find us helpful and want to support, we would love you to become member also. You can find join button on our homepage next to subscribe, or you can join our membership at the link I'm sending on the chat. And please keep hitting subscribe button and likes. Let's finally get 2,000 likes. I'll see you later and back to traders.
2,000 likes once, I'm pretty sure, on one of our old videos, but that was in the heyday. It would be fantastic to get it today. Thank you so much, Valeria, for that. Okay, Rocket Mortgage, we did just dump that, but just look, guys, if you're looking at trades here, this is a good one. We go long at 23.50, bang it up to the upside, and there it is. Goes a little bit higher here, and we hit that catapult and go, whoa, flying through upside now on Rocket Mortgage, but we are out, so we're almost flat on this name, but a great trade. Man, why do I do this to myself? Should have held a little bit longer, but there goes Rocket Mortgage, upside.
I'm just incredibly impressed by the buy action in Givo. I just actually took my reload short there at 42.5. I just took half of it out at 43 just to lighten the load. I actually didn't want to hold the entire position to the high of the day because it's surprising to me that, after all of these, that first move to the downside, it's able to get bought up on just what is tremendous volume. There is a lot of sort of algo action here. I want to maintain the short as long as we can hold below this 45 mark, but I didn't want to risk everything on it. If it gets back down to the 25, I'll still take some more shares out here. Maybe it's going to be worth a scalp, but digging in too hard is going to feel like a bit of a crazy action, just given how the sheer dollars going into this name right now. I don't want to fight it too hard, but I want to stay short if it's below 150, Brennan.
Calmain Foods, one from the food group Calm, C-A-L-M is the ticker. They had an offering that they announced yesterday. I believe there was earnings as well, going back to last week. But interesting look here, nice move after the gap down from the offering. $40 held. We're at 42. Really, really tight consolidation here, guys, looking to possibly break this 42. Yeah, I believe it was this day that they had earnings. They went from 46.5 all the way down to $40. But trying to get back to the upside for CALM, guys.
You got to use a pun with that one. Come on now. It's got some calm trading at the top and the consolidation. I don't know. That kind of stuff writes itself, I would think. Look, I like looking at some of these names at this time of day. If I ever see 11 o'clock, 11:30, lunchtime, a high like this at 42 even, it has been breached one time, but only gone 4 cents. Worth noting that the spread is 3 or 4 pennies in itself. So that kind of doesn't mean too much. Maybe you'd go like 42.15 with a stop, something along those lines for a breakout trade. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's worth at least the risk being able to add liquidity, being able to have direct market access to short in front of that. So maybe looking at like a 90-ish entry point, risk 10, 15 pennies. It can come down to like 40s, 50s, or 60s for you. But I would be all out at that high of day, maybe a few pennies higher than that. And Tesla, we're getting close. 1982 is the new high.
Really?
I didn't ever actually think that I'd be sitting there having my best ever trade on Tesla and sit here with a bunch of regret because 2000 is coming and it might happen before the end of the show.
Might happen. Well, what time is it? 11:30. Yeah, I'd say we're pretty close to having that happen right now on Tesla. This is CVAC. I don't like that stock today. Okay, Tesla's still that 5 and a bit percent upside. It's funny because during all of this, I was actually looking at something like a 1975 break. Those of you that follow the way I think we both trade these names is through key levels. 1975 would have been a good one. It breaks there, but look what happens. If I would have got long, it would have came right back to 66. So you'd have had to hold that one at least $10 against you, or 8 or 9 anyways. But yeah, Neil, here comes 2K.
Oh my God.
What are we gonna do? Like, I'm speechless. I don't want to give our traders, bad advice. I don't think it's going to be bad advice either way, but we've never been up this high before. I'm nervous about shorting in front of 2K, but that might be the spot that you have to take just because it's such a big number. You are splitting 5 to 1, so you do the math there, and it makes a lot of sense why they're getting to 2K, but it's not, it doesn't even matter because the thing is, it's as of August 31st, guys, the 5 to 1 split. So we still have 10 days away from that.
Nobody wants to wait.
Yeah, well, I mean, more than, it's 11 days, but it's like going to be, let's call it 7 trading days, I guess. So who knows? But here we go. Are you going to try the short at 2,000 or what is the plan?
You ever seen the opening of The Wire and they're like, why do you let Snot Boogie play the game if you know he's going to rob it every single time? Got to, man. It's America. Well, it's not America here, but it's 2000. Got to take a shot. I mean, I'm like, I don't think I could live with myself. If it runs up there and there's anything worth seeing, at like 96, 97, 98, you're risking a couple of bucks here in terms of the growth value to see if you can't retrace what, to 1970, 1960. There should be enough liquidity through there. You'll probably get slipped. Maybe you lose like $5, $6, something along those lines. it's going to be hard not to take a shot at it. And it's not the greatest time of day to do it. And I think that's the real problem for me. I'd much prefer looking at this at like 3 o'clock. I know you know something about that, Sean. If this trade was happening at like 3:30, that would be even better. But I have to take at least some kind of a small shot here in front of 2,000, or I couldn't live with myself.
Well, that's I mean, that's why I sort of was asking you. I wasn't talking about the not being able to live with yourself. I think that might be a little dramatic. But I mean, the short might have just happened right there, 1990. So we'll see. Someone mentioned there, Brendan. Maybe you can look it up. That they thought that it was tomorrow the cutoff for the ownership. I see there. I'll put it on the chat here. Buzz Road Guy. I don't think so. But there's been a few dates, obviously, with Apple and now Tesla on the split. So you could be right, Buzz Guy there. It could be tomorrow, which would make a hell of a lot of sense why this is happening now. But maybe I got it mistaken. August 21st. That could be correct. I said August 31st. We'll check that out. I know it was on the release, Brandon. So if you could find that, it was Tesla earning days, that day or the day after. There's probably an article on when that is. But I'm pretty sure Apple for sure is the 24th on that. And we could just double check all of this. But I thought it was the 31st. Apple, the 24th, which is going to be Monday. We'll find out about that. But Brendan, do you have that for us?
I'm not sure. Did you mention the name of that person? But I apologize. I didn't see it. Yeah, it is the 21st, August 21st. So shareholders on record as of the 21st. The split goes into effect the 31st. So shareholders 21st, the split actually on the 31st, guys.
Okay, can we do the same thing for Apple? Because that may explain some of this as well. Maybe this is tomorrow as well. So a shout out there. I'm going to give a big market green sign there for Buzzworthy who shouted that out. And again, we talk about our community all of the time. And there's another reason why we love you guys. Thank you so much for bringing that up. So it happens on the 31st, I guess, and it's shareholders as of record today. So I guess it's probably as of tomorrow's close. We'll find that out. Today's close, tomorrow's close. You guys can do your own research. But thank you so much, Brendan, for that little breaking news.
Yeah, and the thing that's crazy to me is how little volume it was doing as it was ramping to that 1900. I mean, think about everyone that's wanted to get in and had that opportunity, and everyone and their mother looking at the same level of the 1900 break, and then sort of waiting to buy it. I think that's one of those axioms. If you wait too long, you miss the opportunity. Sometimes you really do just have to be willing to buy higher if you like something. And here comes this 2,000 guy. So I'm going to see it on level 2 here. I can't really see how far we can go down here. You don't really see anything significant at this point. When it does jump up, maybe I will see something that will get me involved in the short, but that will definitely be in the last $5 of that move to the upside. But Tesla, like you said here, ramping up. Everyone wants to hold it going into the end of day. 2,000, is it a barrier? Is it not? We're definitely going to find out. It seems like if it rolls over shy of that, I don't mind missing the trade. I'm not shorting at 85 to risk 20 bucks when I think maybe this could go like the 50, 70 range. So it's going to have to be something in that last $5 to get me involved. I did get triggered into Calm here, CALM, that Brendan mentioned. I'm going to take a couple of entry points here, but one of them is on the other side of this 40, or actually at that 42. Maybe I'll think about that. It's that top at 42.04, the high of day. I'm going to go to like 42.10 with the stop because of the liquidity. 4-cent spread, not a ton of liquidity. I want to give myself some room there. FINV, it looks like I am going to get stopped out of the second half of this trade. It just cannot seem to break any lower than that 250 mark, and I don't want to hold it if it breaks 265 back to the upside. Maybe this could also test the up. I'm really shocked that this hasn't rolled over any stronger than it did. 250 does appear to be a bit of a wall. I'm not going to fight it at lunchtime. If it breaks that, I'm out of the trade. It's already a nice win. I don't want to throw this money away. I'll probably go long if it breaks 3 even because if you can't beat them, join them. Brennan, what do you got?
So yeah, I did check Apple as well, guys, as far as the split is concerned. So no overlap with Apple. So looks like August 31st for Apple for both timelines. So ownership as of and before, obviously, August 31st. And it will also take place on that day as well. So no overlap there, where Tesla, again, ownership as of the 21st. The stock will start trading with the split implied on the 31st, guys.
Thank you, community, because I know we were mixing those ones up for sure. And I love it when you guys correct us. And I will go with, I don't know what we'll talk about. I'll flush it down the toilet because I was very, very certain on FINV, I already forget the name again, that it was going to bust that 250 mark, and I thought the floodgates would open and we get like a 225 exit here. Does come back in, and I'm not gonna throw away the profit that we have. I got stopped out at 65, only to see this happen 200,000 shares show up on the offer right after I cover my short. 200,000 shares in the offer at 68, 200,000 shares at the offer at 70. I don't believe those at all. It is what it is. Maybe it's fake size, maybe it's not, but I don't believe it. If it drives it down, no comment.
You want to talk about not believing something? I did just average into raw. I didn't average in. I took a hell of a lot more shares. We were in here on our spot. Look at Rocket Mortgage. Maybe we missed a story. I don't know, but it just came all the way back down. So I did take some 62s and now just dumping it here for a little bit of profit, obviously, on that news. So we'll see if Rocket Mortgage wants to come back to 24.30. It may have just gotten flushed on profit taking. So we're doing that. And I'm going to dump it, guys, if we get below 50. It's an easy trade for me, well structured. We're now back long 63. So if you saw me get in and out there of Rocket, that's why we continue to do some damage on that name going upside. There's another out at 75. So yes, sir, with the Raptors back on point. I made a call yesterday. Nice little in-game live play on the Raptors -3.5. That was good, but then I lost betting the Clippers, who I'm not going to do that again. That Luka Doncic character, Neil.
He's a beast, and they need Beverly is way too important to the Clippers. That's just my humble opinion. I don't think they can do anything if he's not going to be healthy. Thank you for the super chat there, Kevin. Look, when it comes to shorting Tesla, anybody that says they don't want to do it, I got no problem with that opinion. Certainly, obviously, if you've only ever been long, you're laughing. There is a lot of risk in shorting. You got to have a level. You got to have it. I'm anticipating there's going to be something at 2,000. I just don't even know it yet, and I am still monitoring these orders here on Finvolution. These 200,000 share monster orders at 268 and at 270 to see whether they get broken. Maybe there is enough buying to bust through them. Whether or not they actually want that fill. I think that's the big key there. If it just pulls, that means it's fake size. You get fake news, you get fake size. Why not? But watch out if you are trading this name. I wouldn't put, I'm personally not putting a lot of faith in that offer, so I'm not jumping back into the short.
And look, I see some people talking there about the $300 there, and it was $10, and said, relax, there's another $150 for you. Thank you so much, Kevin Kevin there. Look, it doesn't matter the price it is. We just really love the support, and it's great to see that you guys are supporting us in our opinions, and that it matters, and that hopefully our traders are also making money with us here every day. Do we make money every day? No, we do not, but we definitely go over some ideas with you, and hoping to give everybody on this channel a little bit of education for sure. I mean, we have our Market Wisdom page for free, and so is this. So there we go. If that doesn't resonate with you guys, then I apologize. But thank you so much, Kevin, for that fantastic super chat. We will definitely look out for some more trades for everybody. There we go, 88. I mean, that's a 25-cent win right there. Hit the air horn on Rocket. We noticed it dropped all the way back down. And this is part of the reason why I hold a little bit every single time on these names, because I never want to miss out if something does fall back down and catch our attention there. So bang, right up to 94.95. A nice little 30-cent winner again. So we rinse and repeat. Rocket Mortgage, good win here, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm loving the plan of action. Just Robert Oldenburg there, talking about like Tesla overshot the 1900 break, the 1920. Like, having a plan for short is going to be everything here, because it could get nasty and violent. You have to make sure that when you lose on a trade, because losing is going to happen, you're not surprised by the loss in terms of the scope of it and how much money got thrown away, because you had an out, it broke it, and then it's just, I lost X amount, that's what I anticipated. But here comes 91, the high right now 94 on Tesla. 2000's coming. Brendan, what do you got?
Another vaccine-related headline here, guys, on BioNTech and Pfizer. It's funny how these all kind of trickle out on the same day, all at once. So this is the BNTX Pfizer combination. They said their second experimental COVID-19, they're obviously working on more than just one, has also generated a similar immune response as their first one, but with fewer side effects. So if you pull up BNTX, there was a big spike back at 10:30, all the way up to $70. It's all the way back down, but that is what that was in relation to. Took a little while for that story to come through, guys.
Yeah, definitely a good look there. I feel like I got away from, we talked about this, and thank you, Magnus, there, for another super chat. And again, look, we support the love. It doesn't matter how much you give. It's just about the fact that you're enjoying it and hopefully passing it along to your friends or people in your trading community. I love the fact that you guys will talk to each other and learn from each other. And the more you grow that, the more benefit you're going to get. We've been talking about some scalping here, too. And in Givo, I did mention I took out half for break even, and if it broke 45, I get out the rest. If I'm only making 5, 6, 7, 8 cents. And then down here, I'm making a little bit more, like 10 or 11 cents. Well, then I'm not losing 10, 15 cents on the way back in. I'll lose 3 pennies on the second half of the position. I'll walk away from it. As I've said a couple of times here, I am actually surprised and I'm impressed by the amount of buying that's going on in this stock after trying to roll over once. The fact that it could take the top again, I'm not going to stand in front of it. I will walk away from GIVO, maybe look at it at lunchtime. Even a 150 break, I guess, could be in play here for a bit of a scalp. Brennan, what do you got for us?
So there's that Finvolution, guys, which is a software company in the fintech business from over in China. Here's another one for you. This is LX, up 8.5% today, just breaking this tight little consolidation as well. This one is Lexin Fintech. So LX and now FINV as well, guys.
Finvolution, fintech, fin everything. Are you short yet, Neil? What was your price here on Tesla? Because
it has to break into 95. I need to see 2,000, and I got to get something close. I mean, if I see any kind of size that I can take in front of, and again, I'm on GIVO here because I was about to put some orders there, but I can go. I can show you guys a level 2 just to give you an idea of what we're able to do. Is we're able to look here, and I can always scroll down. I can see deep into the book. I just need to see something show up. You slip in there. You have a stop through that 2,000. If it breaks, you're immediately out. But the idea here is I don't have to take the trade. I will not take it early. I might decide I just don't like it at all. But if it gets into that price and I see size, I'm probably going to take a bit of a shot. This is the worst time of day to be making this kind of play, in my opinion. Usually I would like this at the end of the day, or maybe a parabolic move into like 10:30 or something. But we'll see what happens. I mean, the market trying to teeter off here, and it is a bit of a battle being waged shy of this level. So it actually hasn't even broken into that 95 range, but wow, the buying is tremendous. Everyone's trying to get in before the end of the day today, understandably why. So watching this, and of course now simultaneously 150 on GIVO, a couple of things that could be breakouts at the high end. Very different styles of trade, obviously, but that's what we do here. We can scalp pennies on small cap names. We can go for home runs on names like Tesla, guys.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so here we come. We are coming up. Again, we'll try to take the long through that price and then see what happens. And what I mean by try is I don't know what's going to happen when it does go through. There could be some resistance there, and I think it's worth it. Some of these candles, just to give you guys an idea here, some of these hold on a second. Oopsies, what am I doing? Oh, that was GIVO that just went through there.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so GIVO breaking right there. I take the long at 51, so let's see how high we want to go here. 53 in change. We'll get out a little bit if we can, and then just watch out upside here on GIVO, guys.
It's just we got an interesting question in the chat here. I saw someone saying Valeria in a woman's cave. Yeah, why not? Down in the woman's cave, that we're going to call it?
Oh, it's because we were talking sports. Sorry, I can handle that, Neil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, someone was like, oh, this is a man cave type of show. And I think, yes, it is. We try to talk about sports as well. We talk about poker. We talk about everything. So someone was mentioning this is my show because I feel like I'm in a man cave. We're talking everything male. But obviously, Valeria's right here. I don't know. Valeria, are you a big sports fan? No, okay, so
Sean,
no.
you said poker. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. One of my all-time favorite poker players is not a man, but a woman. And any guesses, if you guys can guess who one of my favorite poker players is of all time and who I am talking about, literally multiple times I've mentioned that the best book somewhat related to trading was written by this person. So throw it in the chat if you can guess. I'll let you know by the end of the show, and maybe we'll give a bit of a shout out there. But hey man, like poker's a game of rules. Trading is as well. Anybody can do it. We've had multiple female guest traders on the show, and we love them all. We love the entire community that you guys bring to us here. We also love the fact that Tesla's getting to 1900. I've never seen an execution look so bad. Getting out in front of 1950. Here comes 2000. We're testing again. Still haven't broken 95, however.
Yeah, okay, so we do have Tesla on watch. I'm just going to put it up on one of my other screens. You can see.
Oh, you guys got it. Multiple people have already said Annie Duke. Yeah, you got it. Thinking in Bets is the name of the book, and it's a fantastic one. If you haven't picked it up.
But Neil, that was easy. I mean, any of our viewers here.
Yeah, they know it. I talk about all
They know about that. So good job on Annie Duke there, guys. Obviously, a shout out to everybody who is a fan of poker. We are here if you have not guessed. But okay, it's hard to be a day trader and not really love poker, I think, because it's very, very similar. There's a lot of different strategies involved, and a lot of that is patience, and we're trying to have that with GIVO, although now I'm out of 40% here. I do have the long at 51. So that was a decent trade now. But look, I'm just taking out little piece by piece here as we go. Just took out some more 55s there. We'll see what happens through 56 now. Upside going on GVO. So 300, 400 Neil now million shares on the day. I mean 393, close enough for me. But GVO still going. We'll just keep parsing some out here to the upside on GVO, guys.
I'm trying in my head to think of if Genius Brands, when it was on its run, if it ever did 400 million before lunchtime.
Not sure.
And I feel like it didn't, because this is tremendous volume. $1.50 stock, obviously, but all things equal, it's still really impressive. I mean, Tesla itself is about to do 9 million, and look, it might roll over here. And,
I think it will now.
And if it turns off of 1995 and then maybe comes into this 1950 price, so be it. You got to be willing to miss out on some trades here. That's what it's all about. And yeah, I did quote Rounders yesterday. I'm a bit of a movie buff. I have, when you get older, the things that you remember and the things that you don't, you can't control. And there's lots of useful information that I don't remember, like the name of FINV or whatever the name of that stock is. Is that
Finvolution?
Finvolution. But I can't remember a
How
random
old are you?
quote from a movie 30, 40 years ago, and it's not my choice. It just is what it is. Rounders, great movie. Make sure you watch it.
Yes, and make sure you trade more Finvolution as well. I didn't trade any today, but we're watching for GVO here. Best out so far. I'll zoom it in so you guys can see. These are just a bunch of outs. We talk about scalping. That should be dropped, I guess. There it is. Valeria's already dropped it right there. So watch our educational video on scalping right there. So GVO, we're trying to let this thing go up, but it looks like it is having some resistance issues upside. So we're going to wait on GVO here. Breaking, it looks like back through 150, sorry, right now. We are long 151, but have taken out profits. So I think that's always a smart thing to do when you're going on some of these names. So we'll just continue to take some out. But Tesla, there's, wrong stock. Yeah, you can call it. Let's call it for you guys right now.
I've been staring
It's
at
dropping.
Tesla and
Here we
GVO, and we should have looked at LX. And Brendan brought this name to us on consolidation. And look at this clean break. This is what I was looking at a COM for a similar type of thing, but look at the break on LX. This is as clean as it gets through 850. It's going to be a scalp trade for you, but you look at the consolidation. It's a very parabolic move up, calms down, stops everyone out to the short side that might have had it, or some breakouts to the long. Great trade here on LX, but there you go, Tesla. It looks like we missed it. Brendan,
what's up?
Another one, guys, with that very similar looking chart pattern right now. MLCO, one from the, one from the hotel group, hotel and resorts group, Melcor, I think it's called, or MLCO, anyways. Just about to break to the upside here as well. It was trying to get above this $20 area a couple of times, but has failed. But tight little consolidation. They reported in the pre-market. Results were actually a little bit better than expected, even with everything that's been going on, guys.
So we still have CVAC here as the show's only 10 minutes out, but a little bit of CVAC now back to that level. Let's see if we can ever get to 67 and make some of that money back on CVAC. Trying to go upside right there. Our GVO, look, man, I'm just getting it out now, like 55, 56, 57. I thought this thing could run, but it doesn't look like it wants to. So I've been getting out of some GVO, trying to hold some of this. I think we'll hold a little bit more on the downside here. I'm thinking about honestly just getting out if it breaks back through 50. It doesn't want to go, and if it wants to, then it can go right now, but until then we'll wait now until it breaks back down through 50, guys. GVO.
Sean, there is nothing wrong with scalping in and out of GVO. That's been my approach to it here, and I'll hit this one for you because guess what we have coming up, guys? Educational video. We talked about it all morning long, whether you're trading in big flyers, sometimes you can scalp those, but it's just about short duration trades. And I know we have direct market access to Day Trade the World, so we try to share the wisdom that we have with you. In our style of trading, maybe you can incorporate it into yours. So today, talking about scalping for a living as a profitable strategy. Tune in if you have any videos that you want us to cover. Just drop it in the chat, drop it to Twitter for any of us, but also just maybe comment on the video what you'd like to see next, because we take the suggestions, we hammer them out. We did 5 yesterday, and we give them to you the following week. This is what it's all about, guys. Today, all about scalping, timely because of what I see in GVO. 400 million market just crossed in shares, and no end in sight.
Yeah, we get a good response there from the video today. Hopefully that's going to be a good one. It is a good topic. So, okay, we did talk about Tesla. So I just put my order in while we were gone there, or while Neil was talking for GVO. The break, well, I don't have any more offers out. I did, but I'm going to cancel it. We're going to wait to see how high. But look, just to zoom in here, just so you guys can see exactly what we're doing. Our best out was 57. We've been taking some out upside here. And again, it's all about, like Neil was saying, you can many ways ways, to take one of his sayings, to skin a cat. And then this is just scalp central. So how appropriate that today's video is all about scalping. Here's $1.40 in the money for you with CVAC as well. This name up 15%. We're holding so light. It's embarrassing, but the idea was we've been long all day here. And although I'm down on this, surprising that every single one of my longs would now be in the money. But again, this name just too choppy today for me to hold it. And there goes Givo. There it goes right back to the downside. So flushed ourselves out of that trade. I don't think it's, I mean, we make money, so it's a positive trade. So we'll go green on Givo today, but it does flush down. We gave it that one little last second there and no go. So a positive trade on Givo, but not as good as it could have been. Obviously, that seems to always be the case. Now it's fading back down.
Yeah, Roki won. I have absolutely no problem. If you want to put this challenge on, I think I said 64, and Sean will probably confer we like the 64. But then we're talking, of course, about Mario Kart. Push-ups can be the loser's challenge if you want, whatever you want to do there. I would just simply say real push-ups only, and that's going to be easy peasy. I'm not. Look, I talked about a pre-market trade that I had on to mixed result in OPGN, and one of the reasons why was a hard bottom at 280 and a bit of a buyer at that price. I got out because of it, tried shorting it again, that failed. Breakout long that I took off too early. I then re-shorted it off the open, which I thought was, sorry, I had a long trade off the open, which I thought was a good one. It did not follow through. I tried another time, it broke 280, and I should have gone short. It broke the buyer I was watching in the pre-market. It has not turned around since. It's held below that level. It's never gone against you. I did not reverse. I was too busy looking at other things. This could be one of those clean hold all afternoon as long as it's below 280 trades, and you might get all the way down to that 205 previous close. Either way, keep watching OPGN. Not nearly the volume, of course, of Givo, but 80 million is nothing to sleep at here.
No, and we're on Givo. That's 400 million and 415 million now. Okay, we're out of that one. But watch out, Microsoft here. $1 or not $1, 1% up today, up $2.25. We're looking at it to break the day's high here on Microsoft. We had some problems up here before 210, 212.10. Yesterday was, or 1 day, 2 days. Yeah, yesterday I guess was the high. No, 2 days ago was the high there in Microsoft. No, this is yesterday. 212. Let me just drop this down a little bit, see if we can't find out what's going on in a 10-minute chart, what this looks like on Microsoft. But we are waiting for Tesla, as Neil, it's 1987. It did make a comeback. But here's what we're talking about. This is why we wanted to break this down a little bit more. This is a 10-minute chart, so you could see 212.11 here. This was, yeah, yesterday, the 19th. So yesterday it was a problem. And then 212 was also a problem back on the 18th. We did spike high than that on the 10th, but right now Microsoft looking like it wants to join the party for me. So we'll be going long there. Givo falling like a rock right now, guys.
Yeah, and still, look, we're watching Tesla. That's not. It's not a very deep retraction there to 1980. So rolling over after testing 1995, that's a tremendous amount of strength. And I think we're going to have to be very careful with this one today. We talked about this, the catalyst and the reasons behind it. I do want to leave you. We only have 4 minutes left to go, so I want to come back to a rocket just because I am seeing it come into VWAP. This was a bit of a breakthrough point and a bounce off around 23. I think it's worth watching here. If it cannot hold 23 even, maybe you get a retest of those lows. But the way this one has been going, bounce off here and maybe a retest of like 23.50 could be a secondary push. It's a big time pullback, but as strong as it's been, I would not be shocked to see it hold VWAP. It is time to go to Brendan. Only 3.5 minutes to go, so we got to get out of here.
Yeah, a couple minutes to go, guys, before we get out of here at lunchtime. Some earnings to get to as well, but also we've been talking about it all morning long. We'll show you one more time here coming up, all about scalping. Learn how to scalp, learn how we approach scalping. It's one of those strategies, one of those terms that you can kind of adapt into your own and make it your own. So you'll hear all about how we approach scalping a stock. Lots of great stuff in that video. Go check it out. Valeria has the link for you. Now let's have a look at what is coming up after market and before the open tomorrow. Not a heck of a lot on this board. However, Foot Locker can give you a trade if earnings are in the right direction sometimes.
Yeah, look, I mean, ultimately, we're going to be looking at Foot Locker. I don't see any way around retail names. Look, we're getting to the end. There's not a heck of a lot of things to be looking at. Obviously, I know you guys are all going to be paying attention to Apple and Tesla and Rocket. That goes without saying. Those are the big time movers, and this is what it's all about for you guys. So everyone's talking about that photo. Yeah, I mean, you can thank our production crew and Lucas doing a fantastic job with the new look photos. Let me know if you guys continue to like them. I thought
What the
Valerius
deal?
was pretty
What
good the
the
other day.
dealio? Yeah, I like that video. I think I like that photo. I think it looks great. Shout out to a couple super chats there. If I can pull this up just to highlight it. What's up, Joey G? You have a great day yourself as well. Thank you so much for RT for becoming a member. You now get the Neil Chicken Dinner winner. And then Karthik, thank you so much. We are super ballers. Thank you for that. I guess that's a good thing. I do love the show ballers there. And The Rock, a great character, obviously, in that show. And it's funny because he buys the Kansas City Chiefs, and then they talk about the richest deal ever for Mahomes, and it comes. So, okay, we're into Microsoft. We take it out there for 10 pennies at 210 there, or 212.09, sorry. And then now we're going to wait here. Downside, I'm going to give it only to 211.80 or so. But that's my Microsoft play, giving it a little bit of room because it's 11.58. Valeria, give us what day it is.
Hey guys, thank you for another great trading day together. Thank you for 1.1k likes. Welcome all the new members and subscribers. We really love our trading family. Before you go to watch our next educational video about scalping, please subscribe and hit the like button if you haven't yet. And happy National Chocolate Pecan Pie Day.
I like it. Oh, that was a new look there. I do like that one. Oh man, pecan pie, chocolate pecan pie seems like overkill, but
Nope.
we do like how is there a pecan pie day and a chocolate pecan
probably.
pie day? Like it seems a little bit like overkill, but shout out to everybody who has a sweet tooth pecan pie. Definitely a good look.
Brennan, I need to know your variation because you always have a really cool way of making something or something you can change to it. Is there something on a pecan pie you can give it to us? No, I'm seeing the hard shake of that.
No, not my thing. But yeah, no, if you enjoy it, that's fantastic. I want to go back to The Rock here quickly, guys, because I think he's trying to live out his show character, because didn't he just buy the XFL?
Yes,
There was
not
a deal
the
with-
whole XFL.
Yeah, a portion of it with somebody else, but he's trying to live out his ballers character in real life, I think.
I don't know. But,
I think he might be. I said in our little chat there, I am not caught up in Ballers, unfortunately. So, yeah, I mean, it's not a big spoiler. It is what it is. Great show, obviously. We've had a great show here today. I mean, I can't thank you guys enough for the support, the super chats, all of the interaction back and forth. It's definitely been a lot of fun, and we're gonna have to sign it off here in front of Tesla 2000 for all of you guys. But do make sure you do watch this video. We talked a lot about these stocks doing millions of shares in volume. Scalping is big. If you want to take advantage of GVO, you have to learn how to do it. This is the video we're dropping right here. Check it out on our Market Wisdom page. It is all about how to make a living, do that style, doing this style of scalping. Both Sean and I engage in it from time to time. Today, definitely a good day with that. For the entire team, for Valeria doing an awesome job, as always, on social and in the chat. There's the fireworks. I love it. For Sean Katina, for Brendan Wiggins, I am Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. See you tomorrow, guys.
Peace out. Yay, 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 yay.